When you live in a Bright House, you're connected to the premier provider of entertainment services, offering more than 250 channel choices, including 60 premium movie channels. But most importantly, you're connected to us. We are 300 of your family members, friends, and neighbors working every day to earn your business with exceptional customer service and state-of-the-art products. We invest in our employees so they can invest in you. To find out more about Bright House Networks, give us a call. Bright House Networks, never before has so much been so easy.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, honey. Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic two-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Barber Honda. Volvo rents construction equipment. 1061 Grab Radio. 98.5 The Fox. Present the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Good evening, Garden County. This is Vance Palm alongside Paul Press. Brian Adams is down on the field, and we say the field. This is it tonight, Thursday night football. You'll be watching this, of course, Friday night, a night later, but it's Thursday night tomorrow, the night you're watching this today, Friday, Veterans Day. What a football game. The rivalry. Big rivalry night tonight, Paul Press, but there's none bigger than this. Wasco Shafter switches every year the destination. This year we're at Shafter. There's a little bit of tension in the air. Paul Press will get to you in just a moment about this tension. Let's shoot it down to the field. Let's find out what Brian Adams has about our home team, the Shafter Generals. Brian Adams, let's hear about Shafter.
Well, Vance, one of the things that Shafter's going to do tonight is stop the double wing, put them in a pass situation defensively. Offensively, stay balanced. They're going to go with Mickey Polly as the top quarterback and stop switching from two quarterbacks. If Mickey Polly can keep the balanced attack going, make the right reads, then Shafter has a chance to come up with a victory on their home field. Back to you guys.
That's Brian Adams. He's got a big night ahead of him tonight. There'll be a lot of hard hitting, a lot of action on this field. Paul, there's tension, there's pressure. Something happened last week between Taft and Wasco. That's old news. However, it carries over tonight. Sheriff escorts with the bus. You and I can barely get in the field tonight. Woohoo! Paul Press.
Wow, it reminded me of when I was coaching at Dinuba in the Roscoe there, the rivalry where we had to be escorted by the sheriff in. I'd never seen anything like this coming from West High School. We had rivalries, but not this small town rivalry. This is amazing. And you're right. I had to park 7 blocks away.
This is a big football game. Week 10, high school football game of the week. You're watching it exclusively on Bright House, and we're already underway. The kickoff is up. Shafter Generals, the home team, will receive the kickoff. It's taken out there by their long-haired return man, and this guy can run it. Hey, this is number 32, and that is Ryan Thompson. We're going to hear a lot about Ryan Thompson tonight. Paul, so much emphasis, rightfully so, correctly so, arguably so, put on the city teams that we have, these big powerhouse teams that we have. We got to see Arvin and Tehachapi this year, a great football game, and now we get to see one of the great rivalries out here, Wasco Shafter. A lot of years go back. Forget about where you're from. It's hard hitting on a big night like tonight. Last week of regular season.
Both teams could come in 0-9, and this still would be the biggest thing. They could be 9-0 and 1-8, and whoever wins this has bragging rights. So this is for all the marbles out here.
For any of you that have ever competed in any type of rivalry, even if it's across the street with your buddy, this is one of these nights. 1st and 10, Paul Press and I in the Shafter High School announcer's booth, and we're inside tonight, so we're not really truly out in the cold weather. It's actually a beautiful night, not too cold, but Paul, I think it's the first game of the season. We've seen the majority of our football fans in coats and sweaters and jackets tonight. The late autumnal season is here, so let's see if that plays into the arms of these quarterbacks. Let's see if it plays into these fingertips of these receivers. We'll see. 2nd and 8. First series of the ball game, second play of the ball game, Shafter Generals. QB for the Generals from the shotgun. Goes with the hard count. Shafter crowd wants the outside. The quarterback is, of course, Mickey Pauley. Brian Adams touched on that earlier. Let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian, this discussion about quarterbacks tonight, your take on the whole thing for Shafter Generals.
Well, Vance, one of the things they were doing, they were switching off quarterbacks. They'd gone now to one quarterback. That gives the quarterback a chance to get in a rhythm. You know, you see it a lot with backs in the NFL and college and other levels where they try to switch off. It's hard to get in a rhythm when you're switching off and you're going series to series. You don't have the ability to feel and read the defense. So they're going with one quarterback. That's what they've been going with the last few weeks. They've had success, and they're going to stay with Mickey. Back to you, Vance.
Thank you, Brian. Big corner of the end zone down here for the Shafter General alumni, a lot of the former players, big names in the community, great names in the community. I'm sure we'll see some of that at halftime. Another hard count by the Generals and Pauley. He waits to the very last second in the shotgun, and now I think it's too long. He waited just too long. It's almost like the play unfolded in front of him, meaning the dramatic play, a theater play, and he didn't read his line. He didn't make the call, Paul.
Yeah, well, they also had a motion. They started off with trips over here to the left, and they had a motion going all the way across the field. They did put them in doubles, which means 2 receivers on each side, kind of a spread offense. And even his motion guy was chattering down, as we say, he chattered down to stop his motion because he was like, hey, snap the ball. I have to go upfield here eventually. And
it went from a 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 11 now.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit of momentum, but now, 3rd and 11. Pauley sends his man in motion again. That's Isaiah Torres. Pauley will take the snap this time. Drop straight back. You can see this young man's arm. Throws it across the middle. Has a man wide open. It's caught out there by Grant Nixon. Grant Nixon makes one good move, and that might be all he needs. Grant Nixon, can he get in? He does! Touchdown! Shafter General, 6-0. A beautiful pass across the middle. He makes one good move, and it's as if the penalty caused him to focus a little more. You know how that happens, Paul.
Oh, yeah. You know, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 11, they had the same play called. They moved the guy in motion, so we ended up in doubles. He hits the quick slant across the middle. After the catch, he makes a great move and takes it back out to the outside, and then it's a foot race to that corner, and shows a little bit of speed there.
Grant Nixon, he's a 6 foot, 165-pound senior. He's a wide receiver and a DB. Now we've got a penalty on the PAT, so that might give us a chance to take a look at this replay. If we get our Volvo Rinse replay, this touchdown wide open. We're talking about just coming across the middle, and Mickey Pauley, this quarterback that Brian's been talking to us about, puts it right on the money. So, woohoo!
Yeah, that was a nice strike, and we're getting some chatter in our ear that apparently Grant Nixon, the young man, 6 foot, 165, not bad, puts on another 10, 15 pounds by the time he graduates, which happens a lot with these young men. When they develop their senior year, they get in that weight room, they develop more, and he could be college bound.
Wow. So Alvaro Garcia really wasn't bothered by the additional yardage put on there at the penalty right before the PAT. So, hey, just like that, 7-0 Shafter in this big rivalry football game tonight. This is Week 10, Game 10. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, Paul. Just a really nice thrown ball and then a big move that puts him in the open.
Yeah, he takes a good step, hits his mark, fires right here.
Boom.
Right on the number. Right on number 3. He breaks the tackle there. Then, people can't see, but right there he makes a good move to get to the outside. And you can see right here it's a foot race. Nice stride carrying the ball. They get the ball on the other side, but that's all right.
Right.
Hey, he gets in for a touchdown in Texas Southern. They're probably wanting to see that play right there.
7-0 Shafter. For those of you that have just kind of landed on your couch or you're in the kitchen or just got home, you're watching Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of Week 10, Game 10. This is the last game of the regular season. Next week, we start off with playoff football. Paul, this has been, it just seems like yesterday you started your first game with us. We're going to take that regular season yellow stripe off your car there, buddy, and get you into playoff football.
Yeah. Now the big thing is, we've had so many great games already. Started off Week 1 at BHS in Stockdale. It was a great game. Now it looks like we've got another good one going on right here.
Eddie Garza takes it for the Wasco Tigers. Garza, number 30, is hit by number 30, and that's Greg Garcia. So let's see if this Wasco Tiger offense can get things going. Let's back up a few minutes here, Bright House Network fans. Last week, well-documented incident in Bakersfield, California. We're not scooping anything here. There's a little bit of problem out there at Wasco High School. Taft High players had some things go missing. Well, combine that with the fact that this is the biggest rivalry for both schools. Combine the fact that this is the last game of the season for both of these teams. Combine that with the fact that, hey, We don't like them. They don't like us. Guess what? Tonight, Sheriff escorts to the bus coming in here. Yours truly, myself, Paul Press, trying to get into the game. It was kind of an exciting evening. I'm kind of pumped up. The Wasco football team gets off the bus to Van Halen's Panama. What do you know? First pitch goes out to Garza. Garza right up the gut. Wow, look at this. First down, 13 yards on the first carry for the Wasco Tigers.
Yeah.
You tell me, Paul.
Well, what we're seeing is the double tight, double wing. It looks like everybody packed in. They may send one receiver out to one side. But right there was a little toss. Shafter looks like they overplayed that a little bit, and he cuts it back inside. This is a tough ball control offense. And I'm not sure how many times Shafter's seen this type of offense this year. It's interesting to see how Wasco comes out and grinds it out and see if they can match the score.
Hard count from the Tiger quarterback. Again, guards up the middle. This patient, couple of side steps he takes. He waits, he looks. He's big enough to go forward. He's 5'8", 170 pounds. He's low to the ground. So we'll see what develops here. This quarterback for the Wasco Tigers, Steven Orozco. He's a senior. He's about 5'10", 170 pounds. So we'll see if Orozco and Pauly from Shafter get a little quarterback rivalry going tonight. Perfect night for tossing the ball around.
Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of these guys on both sides of the ball.
Garza carries again. Wow. Smacked around up there by Warren Williams, 230-pound senior.
Yeah.
Head coach for Shafter High School, Manuel Garcia. Head coach for Wasco High School is Leonard Ortiz. We'll get to the assistants here in just a bit. But again, Paul, you've talked about it all year, and we appreciate your comments on the level of coaching in Kern County. We don't go downhill tonight.
Oh, no, definitely not. Both these coaches are fairly new to these programs, not new to the cities of Wasco or Shafter. It just intensifies this rivalry.
Sure does. That's another great point. 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Around the corner, here comes D'Aubrey Dugan. D'Aubrey Dugan does not get the first down, but oh, he's hit awfully late. Woohoo! No call, just a big hit at the end of that nice run. Not a bad run, but not enough. That's going to bring up 4th and long. Tigers will punt it away.
Yeah, the deal here is Wasco didn't match that first score of Shafter. The last thing they really want right now is to give up a big punt return here or get this punt blocked, because then you just breathe more life into the Shafter Generals, and they don't need any more pumped in them. They're pretty pumped up. And these fans over here, I don't think they can get anybody else in this stadium.
Big night tonight.
Yeah.
Here comes the punt. It's a good punt. Might even take a nice Wasco bounce, but this time it bounces right into the hands of the dangerous return man, Ryan Thompson out there. We're going to hear more about Ryan Thompson as we go. Paul, as we're switching offenses and defenses here, appreciate what you brought to the forefront. We started off with Stockdale at BHS. What a barn burner. We've also had a good chance to see Devin Pruitt 2 times this year. We had him at North. We had him against Garces. We got to see him just kind of unleash his talent and skill. We've seen some great receivers. And on that note, let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian, in between these plays right here, we'd like to hear your feedback on some of these receivers that we've seen in 2005. Give that some thought, and we'll hear you after this first down play here from the Shafter Generals. Again, quarterback Mickey Pollitt tonight takes the snap from the shotgun. He's got three receivers out here. Paul decides to keep it on his own. Pauly, not a bad play, about a 5-yard gain. Let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian, your thought on the receivers of 2005?
Well, one thing, Vance, we started off with 2 receivers, the young kid at Stockdale, and then we had Philip Thomas at BHS, Brett Willis at Garces. Tonight we have a young man out here.
He's already gone long.
He's already gone long to begin with, in Grant Nixon. So, I mean, we've been very privileged this year to see a lot of skilled players on the outside.
Venegas at Arvin.
And Venegas, I mean, their ability to make moves and catch it and then just lose the defenders has been awesome this year. Back to you guys.
More things to talk about. Our regular season finale. Oh, the pass comes out here, and he had some room out there to Ryan Thompson, Paul.
Yeah, he had a little bit of room, but he delays too much more. And here comes number 4, Jonathan Torres. And if he floats that ball out there a little bit more, it's the other way, because Torres read it. And see this, we have a difference in philosophies in offense here. 2 totally different types of offense. Shafter's coming out, shotgun, spread formation, trips one side, single back set. And then Wasco, double tight, double wings, grind it out, run it. So we get a variety tonight. I like this.
Makings of a nice football game. In motion, Isaiah Torres. Pauly from the shotgun. Throws it out to his dangerous man, Ryan Thompson. Ryan Thompson makes one move, two moves. Oh, he almost gets free there. But he's wrapped up at the very end by Kevin Leal, and had he broke that one, he could have been gone for some more. So, hey, Kern County, you're getting to hear why Paul Press is who he is. You're right, Paul. Two very different offenses, makes for a good watching football game. We'll see which defense gets wore down first.
Yeah, and you know, you got the pound of Wasco's offense, and then you've got Shafter's offense who spreads you out and makes you chase them all over the field. So Wasco better be in good conditioning shape, and hopefully Shafter's defense was in the weight room putting on muscle, because they're going to need it. Wasco's going to pound on them.
Well, I read in the paper here, Shafter's ranked in the top 20 of offense here in the Valley. And there goes Thompson again. Individual statistics, nothing burning up the charts here from either school. We do have Eddie Garza as one of the leading running backs around the area here out in the outer lines of Kern County. For passing, we look down the list, and we will see that Luke Gonzalez from Shafter, who's not getting the call tonight, is out there on the chart. So, like you said, it's more about a pride game tonight, big guy.
Yeah, this is definitely team sport. You know, there's not a whole lot of individual stars on these two teams. They're teams, and this is a team sport.
Well, right now the team that's moving down the field is the Generals. Oh, this ball is batted up. Great play up the defensive line by the Tigers, Paul.
Yeah, that's number 50, and I was just getting ready to talk about him because, you know, the Wasco Tigers, they do have one young man. My coaching buddies throughout Kern County told me, hey, look at this number 50 when you go out there, Press. Tell me what you think about his name. Pablo
Prieto.
Yeah, Prieto.
Oh, sorry, Pedro Prieto.
Pedro Prieto, number 50. He's, from what I understand, the leader of the Wasco defense here, and he also plays O-line for their offense. And I heard he's one of the better inside backers around. So right there, he made a big play, swatting the ball down and almost had a sack.
Mickey Pauly, quarterback, 3rd and 3 for the Shafters. In motion again, Torres. Pauly on a keeper. Does he get free? He does not. What a nice play by the Wasco Tigers. I don't think they got the first down. Brian Adams down on the field. Did he get it?
I think he's short from where my vantage point is. But it was a good try, though, to call that play, because there are only 6 guys in the box when they're lined up for defense because of spread offense.
Brian Adams on the field with his usual Bright House black polo on. No jackets, no coats for Brian Adams. It's not hailing, it's not snowing, there's no sleet. Brian remains in the polo. Paul Press, on the other hand, turtleneck, shirt, ski jacket. I'm looking for his beanie and his gloves.
My gloves are inside my jacket, but I didn't know if we were inside or outside tonight.
Paul, a couple years ago, Brian prides himself on, basically being a tough guy muscle man and wearing his polo shirt, never covers up. I start babying up soon and put my coats on. We came out here 2 years ago at Shafter, pouring down rain, absolute rain and cold for you. Those of you football faithfuls that were watching it. Man, I was shaking and shivering and my teeth were rattling, and there's Brian down there walking around in his polo talking to all the Shafter Generals. And there's one of them right there, head coach Manuel Garcia. Brian, they're going for it.
Well, Vance, it's only about a foot. This is one situation where you like to see the line fire off, but because they're in that shotgun, it's not easy to do a quarterback sneak. But I would get under the center and just tell the guys to fire off. But earlier in the year, they had a 4th and inches at the goal line and could not get in, so there may not be much confidence in that play, but that's what I would definitely try to run on this situation. Back to you guys.
Wow, the homework by Brian Adams. 4th and 1. Pauly under center, not from shotgun. One lone back. Pauly looks in and he gets it. First down, Shafter.
Yeah, I agree with Brian, and that's happened quite a bit this year. That's scary. I agree with Brian Adams on a lot of things, especially when it comes to football. I like that, and you know what? Wasco, right as we take a look at the Volvo Rents here, he comes up, and Wasco defenders don't adjust and come back in out of that spread defense.
Well, also, he's been in the shotgun the entire game, the entire quarter. All of a sudden, he comes up there, and you might have thought that was the first clue, but you never know. Pauly from the shotgun, midfield. Looks for his man down the sideline. He's got his man open, and it's caught. A beautiful pass. He was double-teamed, and I think they just kind of lost him, Paul, and that ball went right in there. It was a beautiful reception by Jordan Raymer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, as we look at this replay here, big receiver out there. He throws the ball, perfect strike out over the outside shoulder, whereas he doesn't catch it, nobody catches it, it goes out of bounds. And I tell you, he just beat the safety, couldn't get over there in time to give the corner any help. He struck quick and deep and a perfect ball, and that's a big receiver out there,
Oh boy, look out, Kern County. Here come the Generals. Pauly from the shot, hard snaps it. There's flags, and now I think they've even moved them up closer, so I think it's going to be first and goal from about the 1 foot line.
Well, I'm not sure. I saw number 80 who just caught that ball. Jordan Reimer. He's 6 foot 185.
It's on the defense.
Oh, they did call it on the defense. I looked out there and saw number 80 grabbing his helmet like he made a mistake out there.
Like, hey, don't give away to the refs anything. Keep
right,
it down. Keep it down.
Yeah, you don't say anything. You point the other finger.
Exactly. Well, here we go, Paul. Now it's first and goal from about the 3.5. For those of you that don't know, Paul and I are inside the booth tonight. We're not upside, we're not outside, so we're kind of poking around and peeking around through the windows here to get vision of the scoreboard. Here we go. First and goal. Pauly. Hands off to Thompson. Thompson. Wow. Nice defensive effort down there. Brian, I know your goal line with us. We're going to see our Volvo Rinse replay. Did you see anything special?
Well, that was Prieto right there, and that's what a lineback's supposed to do. You read and fill the hole. But what I like about it is he wrapped the running back up and drove through him. So many times this year, we've seen some defensive players just try to make a big shot, and the players have bounced off and continued into the end zone or make big plays. Back to you guys.
That's a great point, Brian. Second and goal. We're just under the 5-minute mark. About 4:44 left here in the first quarter. This quarter's gone along quite swimmingly. Bright House Network's exclusive coverage, Week 10, Game 10, the rivalry. Thompson with the pitch to the left side. Thompson, does he get across? He does! Touchdown, Shafter, 13-0.
Wow.
He stretched out at the end there and got it across, Paul.
Yeah, he did the right smart thing there. They wrapped him up, but he stretched it out, and he looked like he was about 3 inches taller there, being all stretched out, and gets the nose of the football just over the plane, and that's all it takes in football. There's an imaginary wall that goes straight up from the goal line, straight up to infinity land there, and if your nose of that football gets across there, that's a touchdown. That's exactly what happened.
13-0 Shafter. Again, another penalty flag on the PAT, and it looked to me like Eddie Velasquez hopped across the line, and we'll see. Bakersfield, California, our man Steve Bergen. And let me tell you what, everybody, if you didn't read that article today in the Bakersfield, California, written by our man Steve, and I say our man because he does such a fine job about these running back from Boron, Kostopoulos. What a great article, great writing, and looking forward to talk about some of the Californians' Big Steve's picks tonight. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, PAT to make it 14-0. It's up and it's good.
Yeah.
Shaft. Oh no! They say no good. Brian, where did that ball go?
Well, Vance, from my angle, I had a hard time looking at it because I'm on the Shafter side about the 15-yard line, but I know that it was hooking as it came off. It kind of had a funny spin to it, like it was just kind of like you spin the ball on the ground. It spun weird, so it must have hooked out. Back to you guys.
Brian, well, here's our Volvo Rinse replay. Our director, Bernie Johnson, can pretty much read our minds. It's up, and it is, it's left. It went left.
Yeah.
Wide left. Oh, man.
Did you see the spin on it, though?
Yeah.
I saw the lack. Did it have a spin? I thought it was a knuckleball. I thought the lack of spin. Well, hey, you never know. 13-0.
Well, and some games I'd say that might make a difference. I'm getting a feeling tonight, and it's just a feeling.
Better be careful.
That it's a lot of scoring going on tonight.
Here's Thompson.
Yeah, look, there's the stretch. Perfect
easy
shot.
call, easy
Man,
call.
we've got the best cameramen this side of the Mississippi. Wow, guys, nice shot. Thank you, guys. That was a beautiful shot.
Carlos is the best photographer right down there standing where he's at, I'll tell you. Here's the kickoff.
Ooh. Yeah.
Garza takes it. Some nice blocking going out there. Garza looking for a gap. He gets nothing. He's taken down to the 30-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wasco Tigers, and 4:25 left here in the first quarter. Bakersfield, California, some big picks. Arvin 4-5, at Taft 5-4. I'm always Arvin. Could be a tough one though.
Yeah, you got to stop that running back at Taft.
Superman.
And I don't know if Arvin's got nothing against Arvin because they're a
I hear
very
you.
good team and they're good, well coached out there, and I like them. But man, to stop him, I don't know if they can stop the run.
1st and 10, Wasco. They're down by 13. A missed PAT might keep them close here at the end. We'll find out. Short pitch out there to Diabre Dugan. Diabre Dugan still not down. Diabre Dugan gets out close to the first down marker, and wow, Diabre Dugan. Let's talk about this cat right here. He's a sophomore, 5'8", 160-pound running back. Anytime you see a sophomore picking up yards like that, you have to say, hey, shades of Ojukwu.
Yeah, good balance here, good vision. Gets out there. The only thing is there's number 3, Grant Nixon. We already seen the speed of Grant Nixon. I don't think he's going to beat Grant Nixon to the corner. But a very good young running back there, looking good, playing on the varsity level.
Sorry, Paul. 2nd and 3. Garza in motion. Garza gets the handoff. Garza gets drugged down out there. That is one nice defensive play out there. Hey, Kern County, hats off to Brett Couch. What a nice tackle that is, because it looked to me like our man Garza might have gotten busted loose there. Look at this, Kern County. 30 hands the ball here, and he's almost gone. It looks like he's out of here, but Paul, he's not.
No, missed one block there. And what I saw about that is that play took about a half second too much to develop. Now, some people say a half second. Come on, Coach Press. A half second in football on a running play is huge, because that hole only opens up for a short second, half second. You've got to hit it.
Well, Wasco better hit it here. Very important 3rd down here in the first quarter. A nice quarterback keeper. Hey, a nice play out there. A good keep out there by the quarterback here for the Wasco Tigers, and he's a talented one, Steven Orozco. Really nice play here on our Volvo Rinse replay.
Yeah, they fake this toss here, and then it's quarterback, what we would call 11. The quarterback going right through the one hole on the left side. So it's just they fake the toss, get the defense to widen out and step to the sideline, and then he cuts back underneath his left guard there.
Well, as we say, just with the doctor order, midfield for the Tigers, more importantly, 1st down. Orozco hands the ball up to Benjamin Payadas. Payadas gets about 2.5 yards. Let's talk about some running backs this season. Brian Adams, I know you're down there. You've got some thoughts on our running backs that we've seen this season, some great ones.
Well, I think when we talk about running backs that we've seen this year, I think we have to start with the first 2, and that's Devin Pruitt and Princeton McCarty. I think those 2 were head and shoulders above the rest of the players, but we still saw some really good running backs. Mike Pennington, we saw he's a quarterback, but he did a lot of running for Richview. As we go back to you on this play, Vance.
Here's DeAubrey Dugan. We might be talking about him for a few years. This sophomore knows how to pile it in. He gets hit, but I think he was pretty close to the line of scrimmage, and the referee puts him up about a yard from there. Paul Press, your thoughts on some of the running backs that we watched this year?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Those 2, I honestly believe, Pruitt and Princeton McCarty, they are by far the cream of the crop.
Saw some good ones, and
you saw some good ones. Young Weber at Stockdale. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter this year. You know, they had Shanahan. Shanahan's had some injury problems this year, but Shanahan's only a junior. He'll be back. But young Weber, he's a sophomore at Stockdale, and he's had a tremendous season. So there's a lot of good running backs. East High's loaded with backs left and right.
3rd and 2. Nice 1st down out there by the quarterback, Orozco. 1st down, Wasco. Another big 3rd down play. Well, first of all, Ben Estill from Taft, and then Brad Kostopoulos from Boron, the 2 gentlemen out of the city that really have been dominating in yardage. Andre Smith at East. Matthew Peralta at Foothills in the top 10. Had to carry a lot on his shoulders this year. Bryson Hodges at Golden Valley. Goodness gracious, we saw him bust loose a few this year. So some really talented running backs in there. 1st and 10. Wasco's marching down the field. They're on the 40-yard line of the Shafter Generals, and they really, really want to get in the end zone here early in this ball game before it gets a little too late. Here comes Dugan again. Gets about maybe a yard as we tick away here late in the first quarter. 1:26 left. It's 13-0. Wasco trailing Shafter Generals in one of the big rivalries of high school football, Paul, here in the Valley.
Yeah, we see 2 backs coming to the screens right here, and they send one back. I don't know what they call that in the double wing. It'd be kind of in an I formation, we'd call that a counter, where you get it going back against the grain. But in this double wing, I don't know their terminology. I've never coached the double wing. This is one of the offenses I haven't been involved in.
We're under a minute in the first quarter. Garza in motion. Garza gets the fake. Orozco rolls left. He throws with his left hand. Is he ambidextrous? Or has he been throwing with his left hand? Brian Adams, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this his first throw of the ball game?
That is his first throw of the ball game.
Must be a lefty.
But again, Shafter did a great thing, though, is putting him in a situation where they had to pass the ball. when you get these double wing and wing T offenses, they're not really designed to pick up big chunks of yardage on third down. They want to keep it third and short so they can keep both options alive if they have to pass. But now they're forced situation again where they have to come up with something, and we'll see if he's left-handed or right-handed up to this, Vance.
Well,
back to you.
Now it's 3rd and 9, and you're right. We're going to see something. You never know. Pitch to Garza. Garza tries to string it out. Garza cuts up. Garza still on his feet. A nice run, but it's going to leave him about 4 or 5 yards short. Not a bad run, Paul.
No, we're going to see them go for it here. They're too far to kick and they're too close to punt. That's why we saw a run play here, because Coach knew he had 2 downs to pick up 9 yards. Here we go. We see it right here on the Volvo Rents. Oh, nice run there. They just lead what we call a lead pull. They'll pull their linemen. They've got 2 backs leading him through. He's got a whole slew of blockers leading his way there, and they get going here. Now we're running short on the clock.
About 7 seconds left in the quarter, and there's a timeout called, and it's from Wasco. Well,
ouch.
First of all, let's talk about the head quarterback, Emmanuel Garcia from Shafter. He said, good, let him call it, let him use it. Basically, it's just going to go into a quarter break. So they call the timeout. Wasco wants to come out and talk about it. Leonard Ortiz, the head coach for Wasco, as you see Leonard walk out. His staff is an assistant Edward Moreno, Roosevelt Prado, Joe De La Rosa, and Armando Ortiz. And if you're looking for a pre-owned Honda Barber, Honda is the only place you'll find certified pre-owned Honda cars and trucks at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall. There's a nice shot of the cheerleaders for Shafter High School, and making sure everybody's pretty stoked out here. We're out in Shafter. Lovely, lovely night. We're not getting rained on and poured on like we did a couple years ago. And hey, this is a rivalry. This is always a lot of good fun, tension, and friction. And next Friday night, Paul, look out. It's playoff football. High school playoff football. Week 11 of exclusive coverage, and we'll see who the matchups will be, Big Paul Press.
Well, I would imagine, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure BHS is going to get a home game in that Division I, unless something happens tonight. And then I also see Liberty might squeak in and get a home game. But West will definitely have a home game in Division II. West High will be at home.
More about the playoffs as we go. 13-0. Wasco's trailing, last play of the first quarter. Orozco is left-handed, throws, finds his man, first down Wasco, and that is, well, they stopped it with 1 second, and I think once they move the chains, that'll be about it, and that'll end our first quarter. And that's it. First quarter, 13-0 Shafter lead. You're watching exclusive coverage of high school football on Bright House Networks. This is Vance Palm. I'm alongside Paul Press. We've got Brian Adams on the field. Nice football game shaping up here. Back in a moment, second quarter, Wasco at Shafter.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I dump my dish for Bright House Networks. I'm from Los Angeles, and I would like to watch Los Angeles news channels. With the dish, I had Chicago news channels, and so I get my LA channels here, and also my local channels, which is perfect for me. The high-speed chases, I watch that. And it's wonderful. It's just a big difference.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Back, Kern County, welcome back. Nice to have you here. This is Vance Palm. I've got my buddy Paul Press alongside me, general manager and minority owner of the Bakersfield Blitz. Paul, after this play, since this This is the big 2nd and 9. After this play, I want to get a snapshot of the comings and goings of the Bakersfield Blitz. California had a nice report on some big signings, and since you're now a TV pro, you know how to get all your comments in right before the next play. Just underway, 2nd quarter. Wasco needs to get in this end zone. 2nd and 9. Orozco's got pass it on his mind. He rolls to his right, throws. He's got a man open. Oh, goodness gracious. Bodelio Munoz was wide open, and that was a touchdown had he made the catch. Paul Press and the Bakersfield Blitz.
Well, the Bakersfield Blitz, we're moving forward. We have 13 guys under contract. We've got a big contract going in first thing tomorrow morning to the league. So we will be announcing it Saturday. And I can't give it away, but the person will be back in Bakersfield Saturday. He will be back, and I will not say which number or the name, but he will be back Saturday to address the media.
3rd and 9. Tigers. The ball goes to Garza. He's got a lot of room. Garza cuts up. He's still on his feet. Whoa, this kid can run, Kern County. Man, oh man, Eddie Garza can bring it. Brian, I can't see. I don't know where you're at. Did they get the first down?
Yeah, he got through on that one, Vance. He's about 3 yards short. But again, like Paul said, they're going to go for it on 4th down, so it's not going to make a difference. They have basically 2 downs to pick up 8 yards or 10 yards. And now they're in a situation where they can do either one. They can run or make that little short pass like they did before. Back to you guys.
Thank you. For the television audience that thinks, hey, Palm, can't you see? Don't you know where the ball is? We're in a booth here, and we've got, we're trying to see through a double window, and there's lights and there's reflections, and I really can't see exactly every single yard that is on. Ooh, the hard count by the Tigers, and they get Shafter to jump. I think Jose Sanchez, the left defensive end over there, stepped across the line, and ooh, what a great move out there by Orozco, the quarterback from Wasco, just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, here's a little bit of momentum. It keeps it going here. Now it's 1st down, and they didn't have to, they didn't have to run a play. What I'm curious to see is Wasco, it's a pound, and then you could maybe get 1 pass off or 2 passes. They've already used their passing situation. Now they're really in a tight red zone area. They've got to pound it in.
Hey, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Pitch out there to their big fellow, Diabre Dugan. Nice tackle. Brian Adams, let's talk about some of our quarterbacks this year. We've had some displays of some arm strength, some great running. We've had the multi-purpose quarterbacks and Barcade at Garces. Your thoughts, Brian Adams, on the Kern County quarterbacks?
Well, I thought the teams we watched, efficiency-wise, I thought Henzo and Barcade were by far the most efficient, but we had some athletes, Jamarcus Andrew playing quarterback, making huge plays with his legs. As you go back to this play, Vance.
2nd and 12. Orozco runs to his left, throws to his left. It's caught out there right in front of Brian Adams. A nice catch. We'll see what the yardage is on that. Hey, let's not forget my Arvin Bear, Alex Flores. I think he had a percentage rate that night of about 10 for 15. So we've seen some great quarterbacks. And as we speak some quarterbacks, Paul, his throwing style is maybe not the most orthodox, but look at this. Right on the money.
Yeah.
Threw it away from the defender.
Yeah. He throws that up too high, and there goes Mr. Grant Nixon the other way, about 90 yards.
Great point.
So he had to throw it where the only place the receiver could catch it and the defender couldn't. A little unorthodox, but it got there.
Orozco has his Tigers 3rd and 6. The ball goes up to Diabre. Wow, man, I thought he was going to break one out there, but he doesn't. Diabre Dugan brings it up to about a 4th and 1. Do the Wasco Tigers kick for a field goal?
I don't see him bringing in a kicker. So
4th and long 2. We're getting the word from Brian Adams. He's down there watching it close. Coach Press, what's the call?
You know what? I really like their success here with the quarterback. We saw it earlier where he fakes the toss out wide. He rolls around and comes underneath and follows his guard. I really think it's going to work.
Brian likes that call too. 4th and 2. Orozco goes to hard count again, and they get him again.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
I like that call. That's my call, hard count.
The John Elway hard count. Remember that? Football fans?
Yeah.
Elway would get up there in some crucial game, late in the game, 4th quarter in the snow. Oh, Brian Adams, your thoughts, please.
Well, Vance, you know my pet peeve about wide receivers doing that. It's the same principle for defensive linemen. You shouldn't even be listening to the hard count. You need to watch that ball. You practice it every day. When the ball moves, you move. You got to stay with your basic fundamentals if you want to play winning football. Back to you guys.
And that starts at the head coach, Leonard Ortiz for Wasco, talking to his quarterback, probably saying, hey, when we get the chance, when we get it up there, hard count these guys. And they've done it. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Wasco in the neighborhood, knocking on the door. Garza with the handoff. Garza looks up. Touchdown. Wasco, big-time run by Garza. Didn't even think about it. And that Wasco crowd is saying, hey, everybody, slow down with this runaway deal. 6-13. It's a one-touchdown ball game now.
It's awfully quiet on this side of Shafter.
Gets
I
that
stuck
way.
my head out the window. I better not do that anymore. They might get mad at me. But I stuck my head out, and it was pretty quiet over here. I don't think they like that score.
Very impressive run. Oh, it's the old NFL George Blandis style straight kick. Look at that.
Toe punch.
Man, oh man, super toe. Remember super toe? 13-7. Shafter leads by 6 only. The head coach for the Shafter Generals, we mentioned it before, is Manuel Garcia. His assistants, and he's got a big crew. Well, here's our Volvo Rents replay. As we talk about the coaching staff for the Generals, the Tigers are running it in there. Big Garza, that's unstoppable right there.
Wow.
I'll continue with my thought. Assistants for the Shafter High Generals, Tim Sanchez, Andrew Stubbe, Manuel Malero, Dave Thompson, my good buddy Dan Tudor, Mike Pauley, Larry Whitby, and the trainer is Roger Strickland. Kern County, you'll know a lot of these names. One of them, of course, is Dan Tudor, longtime sports broadcaster here in Kern County, and a roommate of mine when I played hoop at Cal State. Well, I wasn't an official roommate, Paul. I just seemed to stay over there.
Yeah.
Bright House Networks. If you don't have digital cable, call Bright House Networks at 323-4892 for great deals on digital cable, the most high-definition programming available, and Roadrunner high-speed online and digital in demand. Oh, my goodness. Now, everybody's talking about the fact that Wednesday, middle of the week, they can go home and order the football game their son or grandson or nephew or boyfriend played in. They get to see the cheerleaders, they get to see the crowd, and they get to hear Paul Press and Brian Adams. Digital on demand. Don't miss it, Channel 99 for Bright House Networks. Here we go. 8:18 left in this first half. It's a very nice ball game shaping up. This is the rivalry at Week 10. Wasco at Shafter this year. They switch them every year. Onside kick. Handled. Ooh, barely handled. Well, I'll start with you, Coach Press.
I like the way they covered it up. Problem here is you look as he jogs off the field there, they kicked it right at number 23. You want to kick that at number 92, maybe a 79, a big guy with big padded gloves on, not number 23, who's right there, who's got receiver's gloves on. You want to kick it at a big 250-pound guy that's got big old mitts.
Keith Osden, running back, linebacker. Great point by Paul Press. You kids out there, listen to this. If you're one of these onside kickers.
Wow.
Ryan Thompson stays on his feet all the way up to the 30-yard line, and a late hit flag. So Ryan Thompson, this senior, has about a 20-yard run, and now it's going to be 15 tacked onto it. So the Wasco Tigers, they've got to be so frustrated now. They score a TD in the first play from scrimmage. They give up a 20-yard run, and as you'll see here, Kern County at the very end of it, a little extracurricular activity, I think, Paul.
Yeah, and I'm going to give young Ryan Thompson here applause, because that play is designed to go inside, and he pops it outside and really shows some speed there. And but I'll tell him one thing. When there's a penalty like that, don't say anything. Just get up and go back to your huddle, because you don't want to make the defenders mad at you if you're carrying the ball.
Ah, the joys of youth.
Yes. A little extra talk. They're going to put a little extra strength in that next tackle.
Well, here come the Generals. Nicky Pauley from the shotgun. He's been there all night except for one third down drive, or maybe 2 third down drives. Pauley hands off to Thompson. He says, hey, since you're doing such a fine job, why don't you try to run this thing in the end zone? Wasco, 3 or 4 missed tackles, and now another flag on the field. Brian Adams, did you see what happened?
Oh, it was an easy call to play. Defensive back reached up high, got it, the face mask, pulled it down, the head went down. And I don't know if that's going to be of the 15-yard variety, or if this one will be had this to the goal, or 5 yards, but it was definitely a face mask, man. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you, Brian. We're watching the Volvo Rents replay, Paul, and let's see.
Ooh, here he comes. Once again, he likes to pop it back outside, and right there we see it. But
wow, he's hanging on for a ride.
Yeah. That's a big old lineman face mask that running back's carrying. So they're not going to hurt him. Come on. Face mask.
First and goal from, I guess, the 7-yard line. Paulie's still in the shotgun. Very comfortable there. Sees the whole field. He's got 4 receivers, 2 split right, split left. Thompson again with the carry. Can Thompson get outside? This time he's reverse direction. Thompson tries to get up there, can't do it. Well.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the Wasco coaches up top are seeing what I'm seeing. Young Mr. Ryan Thompson does not like to run in between the guards or the tackles.
But if he cuts up there.
If he goes up there, there was a hole right there. So what Wasco's going to do is they're going to spread their defense out and not give him that corner because he is very fast. If he hits that corner, he's gone. So what we say is funnel. I ran into the North High coaches last night. I said, hey, who do you guys have again? They said West. And I looked at him. I said, you better learn how to funnel because West High is so fast. He goes, trust me, that's all we've been working on, Coach, is trying to keep these guys inside of us.
We'll talk about that game in a moment. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Well, 2nd and goal. They didn't get anything there. And it looks like we've got a timeout on the field. So we do have a timeout. We'd like to thank our sponsors for being with us all season. Since this is the regular season game finale, locally owned and operated Volvo Rents has pretty much had everything you need all season long here for that weekend home improvement project. Last week at Garces, Paul and I called the game from one of their booms. So we want to thank Volvo Rents for being our replay specialist for this season. Also, we want to thank Barbara Honda for our Barbara Honda Player of the Game Award. We'll find out who it'll be tonight. Crab Radio 106.1 and 98.5 The Fox. You are the proud sponsors of exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week with Bright House Networks. It's been a blast, and we still have some playoffs. We also cover Masonman Inside Motorsports, Condor Hockey. I'll be calling some basketball games for the Roadrunners this season. They look pretty strong, and I think we might have some Blitz football. We certainly hope so. So don't forget, everything's Bakersfield On Demand Digital, cable channel 99. There's a nice big commercial for our Superstation Bright House. Here we go. 2nd and goal from, I think, about the 7-yard line. Of course, Mickey Pauly, the quarterback, in the shotgun. He's a junior. We'll get to see a lot of him next season, we hope. Now he goes right behind center. In the I formation behind is Thompson. There's the pitch. Can Thompson get outside? Does he funnel? He reverses directions. He comes up. Hey, Paul Press. He funneled.
Wow. Good for you. Nice run, Ryan Thompson. Way to cut back in there and get your nose and go north and south, son. Quit going east and west. And right there, they forced him back, and then they forced him to go north and south. So he said, all right, you're going to force me to go there? I'll go there. I'll show you I am a senior. Now, I'm not scared to go up there. And he did a nice job. Well, here we go. Now what do you do? 19-7, you go for 2 here?
Probably. They will go for 2. Score, as Paul said, 19-7, 7:06 left here in the first half. Pauly from the shotgun. Will he go back underneath center? Now everybody goes to the left side of the field. I say everybody. There's got a center and 2 guards on the right side. Pauly on the option. Kicks it out. No dice. Not only was it an unsuccessful pitch, he got his bell rung.
Wow.
So now instead of it being a
defense.
14-point game or a 13 if they kick the PAT, it's down to a 12-point game now.
Yeah.
7:06. And, hey, you just never know. So, before we go talking about other things, let's kind of summarize this very quickly tonight. The score is 19-7. Shafter leads in the rivalry game here at Week 10. They're up by 12. And that gives us a chance to talk about another game tonight. Paul Press, if I could figure out how to read a newspaper. Here we go.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. West 8-1 at North 4-5. Your thoughts, Paul Press?
Well, North's a very, very, very young team. Very well coached, and they're going to try to play their hardest. But as the key word there, try, because West has got too much speed. West is going to play hard the first half, and I'll guarantee second half, Princeton McCarty and the rest of the group over there, Brandon Smith and those guys will not see the field the second half. Coach Cornford's going to rest them and get them ready for the playoffs, opening playoffs, which West may end up with a bye next week in the playoffs. Who knows?
Wow. So West wins. That's the call. A low kick. This is taken by number 8, Matthew West. He gets rough road down there about the 35, 36-yard line. Brian Adams, another big football game tonight. Get your thoughts on Centennial. Centennial's 3-6. I think they're a better 3-6 this late in the season than what people might believe. At Ridgeview 7-2, Brian.
Well, Vance, I think Centennial has gotten a couple games under their belt. They're trying to get on track. The thing that they're going to do is contain Mike Pennington. If they don't contain him, Ridgeview's going to have a big night. But I'm going to go with Centennial Golden Hawks. I think the Golden Hawk pride comes through.
Wow. Good. It's not a bad call. We'll see. At the 7-minute mark exactly. Garza cuts up for the Wasco Tigers, and boy, when he cuts up with a little bit of attitude, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like him. He's
So
a
do
good-looking running back. Built a little low to the ground, but that's good for a running back. You know, center of gravity right there. He's not all that tall, but he runs really high with his knees. He gets his feet up, so you're not gonna, he's not gonna trip over his lineman as he's going through. And I like the fact that he runs north and south. Once he gets his shoulders square, he puts his shoulders down and he runs low.
2nd and 5, so he picked up half of it in the first carry. Some nice kids in the backfield back there for the Wasco Tigers. This time it goes to, well, it's not Dugan, it's not Garza. His number's covered up there.
Wow. We'll see
So
as
it
he
gives
comes
us,
out of the
right,
bottom of the
gives us an
pile.
opportunity to talk about another running back. He's still under there. Hey, let him up, fellas.
Wow.
Oh, it might be.
There you
That's
go.
what I thought. Benjamin Payares.
Wow. Okay,
So they just keep coming. So now brings up 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Hey, it's a big play for the Wasco Tigers. They need to get this down. So if you're the Shafter coaches, are you yelling down the sidelines, don't jump on the hard count?
Yes.
Don't jump on the hard count.
Yeah, you don't want to necessarily say that because your sports psychology class says don't put the seed in the mind. So you just don't watch the ball.
Well, looked like movement on Wasco. They didn't call it though. Garza with another nice run, 4 or 5 yards up there, and the Wasco, the Shafter coaches are kind of giving the sentiments of what we saw. Hey, it looked like Wasco might have had a little movement up there, but that Wasco band didn't think so. So here's our Volvo Rinse replay. Ooh, just at the split second before the snap, looked like a little bit of movement down there. But hey, these Wasco Tigers, I think personally they deserve all the momentum they're getting right now. They've battled a couple tough storms early, and now here they are with 5:20 left here in the first half, and it's a pretty good ball game. 19-7, they trail by 12. The quarterback for the Tigers is Steven Orozco. He rolls left. He's in trouble. Look out, Kern County. Orozco still on his feet, tries to break out of there, can't do it. Throwing for a big loss. He's down at the 35-yard line. Can't get free.
Yeah, Brett Couch right there, along with a bunch of buddies, but Brett Couch holds on and takes him down. That's a big loss there. When he does that there, when he reverses out like that, that's a blind rollout there. He's got to get a little bit more depth, and also they've got to make that fake inside a little better to get that defensive end to pinch down. If not, he shoots straight upfield. You're in trouble, and we see the results there.
2nd and 22. A double handoff inside. Wow. That calls for some very nifty handwork there, Paul.
Yeah, that's timing too. You've got to practice that. The only thing in this, if we see the first ball carrier here and the Volvo Rinse replay right here, boom, he only takes maybe one step. That really doesn't do much to your defensive players because he only gets the ball for one step in that motion. What you want him to do is have that ball for maybe 2 steps. I know I'm being nitpicky here, half second here,
but if
2
that's
steps
what
there,
it's supposed to be.
But the play's got to develop, and when you're doing a double handoff, you're wanting that defense to flow to the first pattern of the football.
Great point. 3rd and very long, 18 to be specific. Orozco rolls back, has his man open. There he is, and it is, no, it's not caught. No. So Orozco had a man open just for a brief second, though. It wasn't as if he was wide open all the way down the field. He had a chance. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay. I don't know if we're going to see it from this angle. Let's see, Paul.
Yeah, well, we see him roll out. He does kind of a reverse rollout, spin back, and then with all that, the play takes a little too long to develop, and he hangs the ball out there. And then, once again, Ryan Thompson going both ways. Ryan Thompson's got that speed, comes over there and puts a nice little shot on him. The ball goes flying.
Well, in this instance, Wasco will most certainly punt. Nice snap. Penalty on the play already. There's laundry on the field before the play really develops. The punt, that is. Thompson scoops it up at the 26-yard line, looking for a block. Thompson gets one. Now he's got some room. Can't get out of bounds, and he does. Oh, and there's another flag. A very late tackle out of bounds. And Paul, I honestly think, and maybe I'm trying to cover for the Wasco Tigers, I don't know if they can see the sidelines. Brian, you're standing on the sidelines. Are those sidelines pronounced?
Well, you can't see the sideline, but if you're going to run to the sideline, Vince, run to the sideline. Don't tiptoe by the sideline because guys are going to hit you. Back to you guys.
Yeah. Wow, that's a very, very good point. Here comes our Volvo Rinse replay. And Thompson, you're right. If you're going to go, go.
Yeah, and Brian Adams, once again, is right. I agree with him. He does go down. He gets tackled, as we see right there, but he slows down. Now, look, they don't hit him. They just kind of lunge and drag him behind. I don't think the flag's coming on that. The flags were all over the field long before that. We've got laundry all over the field.
Well, Brian, do you think, and Paul, thank you. Brian, do you think there's some offsetting penalties here?
Well, Vince, I'm down here. I'm trying to figure out who they're saying what's on, but it looks like they're talking about a block, and they're going to move it back, so it's afterwards. That's what I'm hearing, but I'm not sure what they're saying right now.
So, in effect, it looks like it might be going against the Shafter Generals. Well, there we go. We've got holding on one team, offsides, or illegal motion. They're offsetting, and that'll just bring it up to first down. So,
yeah.
After all that, we've been able to bore the community for another 3 or 4 minutes, Paul.
Yeah. We had Wasco moved a little bit before the ball was snapped, and they couldn't quite kill it. And then we had a block here in the back, it looked like, offset, and there we go. And we'll see it one more time. He tries to get outside here. He shows a little nice move there, inside-outside move. Gets around the corner.
That might have been the block on the right side of your screen
right
there. Maybe got him in the back.
And then they grab hold of him, and they drag him down.
So
and here we go.
So it'll be 4th and 18. They'll punt again. Thompson does move up, so it's offsetting. We'll get another shot at it here. 3:24 left in the first half. There's the snap. Another nice snap. It's going to be up, and it's going to be just pretty much of the same thing here. Oh, it's bobbled. Now he picks it up. That's Grant Nixon. Grant Nixon's got a wall. He's got some room. It's going to be up to Benjamin Payares, and ooh, Benjamin hears me and says, "Thank you, Mr. Palm. I think I will smack him a little bit." What a hit!
Wow. There's a hit for the week right there.
Wow, Grant Nixon saying, "Hi, Mom."
He gets up and takes it. He takes it, but right here you've got a speedy ice cube right here. He is thin and he is fast, but here comes Kern County. He's loading up. Pow! Wow.
Whoa, 1st and 10 Shafter. We're all trying to shake that one off as Brian Adams says, "Hey, that's physics right there." Mickey Pauley from the shotgun talking to Ryan Thompson saying, "Get over there. I'm going to hand the ball off to you." Thompson bobbles it for a second, gets about 4 yards. Hey, our director, Bernie Johnson, I don't know if you can pull that back for us, but I think we have some hit-hungry fans that want to see that one more time. We'll see if we can pull that back, but woohoo, that was a big one.
Yeah.
That brings up 2nd and about 7, and here we go, Kern County. Benjamin Payares says, "Hey, you're going out of bounds right there."
Yeah.
2nd and 7 for the Generals. Pauley in the shotgun. 2 steps back, throws across the middle, has its man. And there he is, Grant Nixon. Shakes off one hit. Grant Nixon taken down out there by number 20, Leo Chavez, a junior. Makes a nice shoestring tackle out there. But, hey, Grant Nixon wasn't worried about that hit too long, was he, that he took on that punt return?
No. He's a tough kid. He gets up. He's a football player. He's got pads on. We see him right here. I'm up here kind of shaking my head, and I'll tell you why. That's a great strike right there. He's pitching and he's catching, and Wasco's not sending one linebacker. They're only rushing 3 guys, and they're trying to sit back. Well, he's going to pick you apart. There he goes.
Pauley throws to the corner, has a man. It is not caught.
I like that pass, though. I like that ball. That was a beautiful thrown ball. And Wasco's they're willing to rush 3 guys. They're not getting to him. They're only rushing 3. Well, they're going to sit there and pick you apart. You've got to put pressure on them.
Hey, Kern County, Paul likes this pass. I'm not sure I truly do. No, you're right. It was a good pass.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, Brian Adams, you're down there on the goal line right now. You're looking at a big, tall receiver down there, Jordan Raymer. That number 80 is looking right at you. What do you think?
Well, that's what I would have liked that same pass play, but to Raymer in the same situations. Like, if he had a little draw underneath to pick up about 5 yards there. But that's Paul and I talk about that a lot on the sidelines when you had that mismatch. That's when in the red zone you want to use a tall receiver. You don't really want to throw to a 5'8", 5'10" guy. He has to make a great athletic play to jump up and jump over. But when you throw to a tall guy, he can just catch it up top like we've seen Brett Willis and Anthony Jefferson do in the past. Back to you guys.
Hey, great point, Brian. And Jordan Raymer is 6'1", 185 pounds. He is a great target to have in this situation. Right now, the clock is moving, and it's moving pretty quickly. I know that sounds like a crazy thing. It doesn't move quicker than others, but when you're watching it go, man, and you're Wasco, you're thinking, man, keep ticking, keep ticking, keep ticking. Shafter, 3rd and 5. Pauly from the shotgun, tries to hard count, doesn't get it. Hands the ball to Thompson. Thompson tries to get outside. Thompson has some room. Does he get in? Ooh, taken down at the 1 yard line, so the clock will only start after they get the chains going again. Now, we'll see what happens with this clock management, see if they try to punch it in right now. So it's going to be on our Volvo Rinse replay. Really nice run by Ryan Thompson. This kid's had a nice first half.
Yeah, we're going to see Shafter. They're going to run the ball here, and no panic. They've got timeouts to spare. You're going to work this clock down, make sure, maybe score with maybe 5 seconds. They might punch it in right here. They're so close. But if you don't, it's not a panic situation.
Pauly behind center. Thompson lone back behind him. Oh, ugly stuff, and this is just going to really aggravate coaching staffs. Oh, boy, of all the things that they could have diagrammed into the last 57 seconds of their thought process, the last thing was an offsides.
Yeah, that moves you back 5 yards. Now you've got 6 yards for a touchdown instead of that 1 yard. They're still okay, though. If you're the coach, you're going, all right, guys, that's not the smartest thing we wanted to do, but don't panic. We still have timeouts left. We've got 52 seconds left. We're up 19-7. We put another touchdown. Hey, we're okay. Don't panic. Let's pull together as a team and take a big breath, and we've got 2-3 plays to punch it in. We're okay.
Well said, my man. Packed house on both sides of the football field. Everybody's here from Wasco. Everybody's here from Shafter. 33 seconds left. Pauly from the shotgun. Only a few plays left. Quarterback keeper Pauly. Ooh, he is smacked down hard. So now Shafter's going to have to call a timeout. And if they've got him to burn, call him now. And they do with 26 seconds left.
There's number 50.
Man.
Number 50.
Another big hit out there by Pedro Preto.
Yeah.
20 seconds. There's a clear look at everything right there. 2nd down and goal, 19-7. Shafter leads Wasco. We have 26 seconds left before the half ends, and that gives us a moment to talk about next week. Playoff football. We don't know who it's going to be yet. We don't know who's going to match up with who's going to do what, but forget about the matchups. Forget about who we're covering. Let's talk about playoff football. 1 and you're out, or 1 and you're still in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can be 3-7, or you can be 8-2. Doesn't matter, because it's one game, one and done. If you lose, you go home. So next week we're going to have teams that could possibly be 8-2 matched up against teams 2-8. And you know what? As we say in football, that ball's not perfectly round. It takes some funny bounces.
You're right. You're right. Well, let's see if Shafter can get unfunny real quick and get serious about what they need to do to get in the end zone. Right now it's 2nd and goal from, my guesstimation is about the 5 yard line here. So Pauly back in the shotgun. Thompson right next to him. Pauly looks to his right. Wants to throw it in the end zone. Doesn't get in. Nice catch, but a nice hard hit out there as well by Leo Chavez. So Shafter's going to have to call another timeout, and they do. Here comes head coach Manuel Garcia out to talk to his Shafter Generals.
Well, they've got one timeout left as we watch the Volvo Rinse replay. He sets his feet, fires right here. Nice strike, but here he comes. Perfect tackle. Gets the helmet out on the ball side, head in front of the receiver. That way he can't spin out of your tackle there, and almost puts the helmet right on the ball. I mean, that's what you try to teach these guys to come in. Put your hand on the ball, get your helmet across, drive through with your legs. Nice hard tackles. Receiver did a good job of holding on to that ball. Brian Adams would know it's not that pleasurable feeling as you're catching a football, and here comes some strong safety with his helmet and his shoulder pads laying into you.
And you're absolutely right, Paul. The only chance that you have is if you can get the ball a little early and just kind of have a feel for it, like a basketball player, point guard feels the guys around him, and you kind of almost put the brakes on, let the guy go back, and you spin the reverse way and try to score. That's your only option. Otherwise, just hold to the ball and don't drop it or fumble it. Back to you guys.
Thank you. The field goal kicker, Alvaro Garcia, is up for the Generals. Is up. So we'll see what happens. He may get brought in here after this play. He's got his kicking block, and he's coming over. But Generals would like to punch this in for a TD. Pauly in the shotgun. Thompson to his right. Pauly fakes it, throws to the corner, has his man, and it is caught. Touchdown, Shafter. He went to the smaller receiver. If you call Grant Nixon a 6 foot smaller, but a beautiful, beautiful pass laid out there just perfectly, Paul. That's textbook, baby.
He throws a nice ball. I really like the football. He puts nice touch on the ball. He doesn't have the strongest arm. I've seen that from the deep outs. That's where you judge a quarterback's strength on how he throws the out pass. But, man, he's got nice touch. I'll take this quarterback any day in the red zone because he throws it up and lets the receivers get him.
Well, that Shafter coaching staff over there with underneath their head coach, Manuel Garcia, they are pretty fired up right now. That's a great thing to do, score at the end of the half. You know, instead of a 12-point game, now all of a sudden it's going to be a much, much bigger lead. So Grant Nixon out there getting a hug from his head coach, and hey, you know, the mismatch just wasn't right out there. Now we have illegal motion against Shafter, so kind of a bummer way to end a nice drive there, but hey, Shafter looks good, looking good, 25-7. They'll kick this thing through.
Yeah.
Very important that Shafter capitalizes on that last, that great field position. Here's our touchdown, Paul. What a pass.
Yeah, here, nice call by the Shafter coaches because you get a mismatch there. You get a 6 foot receiver
against Chavez, who's 5'6".
Yeah, who's 5'6". Like I said, there's a 6 foot or 6 inches difference there, and he catches the ball right up on the top. At the highest point for him. There's not much a defender can do because he's still trying to run to stay with him. It's not like they were both standing. He can jump up and then what we say punch the ball through. So you're waiting for that receiver to come down with it and you punch the ball through as he's bringing the ball down. He can't get there to do that. Oh, there's the kick.
And it's good.
And it's good.
Shafter 26, Wasco 7. 19-point deficit now for the Wasco Tigers. They had a nice drive earlier in the ball game, so they are able to move down the field and put it in. But right now they're down 19. We're almost done here in the first half. You're watching exclusive coverage of Bright House Network's high school football game of the week, Week 10, Game 10, the end of the regular season, and it's been a pleasure having you with us this regular season. Hey, what's your lifestyle when it comes to your transportation? Hey, Barbara Honda's got the answer. They've got a car to fit any lifestyle, and check out the new Honda Ridgeline trucks. Have you seen this thing, Paul? It's got an interior like a luxury SUV,
yes.
Exterior like a tough truck, and it's got a trunk built into the bed.
Oh, it's nice. It's so nice. I saw the commercial. Oh, I've got, honey, I'm sorry. I'm serious. I'm going to go down and test drive one. I'm really getting the edge for a new vehicle, and that thing looks sharp.
Paul Press throwing himself under the bus with his wife here on television.
Yeah, it's nice looking. I saw that commercial. I was wanting to talk about it. It's nice.
Well, that touchdown pass is awfully nice. I don't know if it's as nice as the Barber Honda, but it's a nice TD pass, and that puts the Generals up by 19 after the PAT. Now they'll kick it off to this Wasco offense. They have very little time to get it all the way down the football field before the half follows. Here we go. Shafter kicks off, and it's going to be kind of a low knuckleballer. It's got a nice bounce for the Wasco Tigers, taken there by Jermaine Rios. I think it's more Herman Rios. And 6 seconds left here in the first half. If you just arrived to your television set, I'm Vance Palm alongside Paul Press. Brian Adams working the field as always. You're watching Shafter Generals hosting the Wasco Tigers in a much storied rivalry and a little fuel to the fire over this past week. So, Paul, I'm trying to get the football games tonight. I got the sheriff pulling up with the bus with the Wasco players. The bus stops. Van Halen comes cranking out of the stereo. Panama. I didn't know if I was,
like that.
I don't know if I was at a spring break party in Cancun or something. I said, here we go.
Yeah.
Wasco gets the knee, and that'll be it. Well, first half score: Shafter 26, Wasco 7. Pretty good football game. The score looks lopsided, but there's been some very hard hits, some pretty nice moves, some great coaches, and I think right now the edge goes to the Shafter coaching staff and their game plan and the reactionary skills here to take these timeouts when they need it.
Right.
Brian Adams is down on the field. I don't know if you've got a coach yet. Let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian.
Vance, I'm here with Coach Garcia. Coach Garcia, before the game, we talked about being balanced on offense. And you did that exactly tonight. You ran the ball well so far in the first half, and you passed the ball well. Tell us what you're going to work on for the second half and your thoughts of the first half.
Well, we're going to try to keep doing the same thing, but obviously right now, we got a nice lead. We're going to try to stick with that run a little bit more. We might as well try to chew up as much clock as we can. We're just going to tell the kids, stay focused and keep playing hard because we got a whole half still left.
And there's a lot of half left, and the Wasco Tigers had a lot of fight this year. What do you tell your team in the locker room to keep them up? Because a lot of times with young kids, when they're up like this, they kind of relax. How are you going to keep them on that edge and ready to finish this game off?
Well, I'm going to basically tell them, hey, you guys, there have been times when teams have been up like this and they'll let down and they'll end up, dropping the ball towards the end of the game. So we're just going to tell our kids, stay focused and play every play like you're supposed to play, like it's your last play, and get with it and have a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, good luck in the second half. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it very much.
Back to you, Vance.
The ever cordial Manuel Garcia going into the locker room thanking Brian Adams. We've got faculty here eating wonderful tri-tip sandwiches that Paul and I aren't eating, but that doesn't matter. Shafter's up 26-7. The big rivalry of Week 10 regular season football. You're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. We'll be back with the Shafter High School Band.
Hi, honey. Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic two-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
You're watching the high school football game of the week on Bright House Networks.
could sign up for the dish. We immediately did not enjoy the product. When I wanted it out, they said, fine, but it will cost me $900, so I enlisted the Better Business Bureau. We think Bright House Networks is wonderful. We're glad to be with them.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Welcome back, Kern County Bright House Network subscribers. It's been a blast all year. We're in the regular season finale, Week 10, Game 10, Wasco at Shafter, the rivalry. And Paul, come on, we know there's more rivalries out there. There are a lot of great rivalries, but this one is a long-standing rivalry, and maybe throughout the course of the second half, our man Brian Adams will be able to poke around over there and see some of those alumni generals, some big names over there, some guys that Brian played against when he was a kid. We'll try to scoop up some information down there in the second half. I bring this up because they're all down there in that north end zone waiting for this football to be kicked, and let's see what happens. And it's going to run right at him. It's going to actually be, almost handlebar man Brian Adams, so out of bounds and penalty right on the kickoff. Brian Adams, your thoughts on what this Wasco Tiger football team needs to do right now this first series?
Well, Vance, we talk all year long about teams being down. I think they have to come a little bit more to the huddle, pop out of the huddle, get to the line of scrimmage quickly, and go and get off the ball. But they don't have time to sit there and hit 3 yards. They got to get out and get going and get this game back in hand. Back to you, Vance.
So sense of urgency right here on the first snap.
Yes.
1st and 10, first series of the second half. Wasco, fortunately for them, was receiving. If they had to kick off to this Shafter offense that's had some pretty good momentum, it might have gotten ugly here early in the third quarter. Well, talking about ugly, they're doing their jobs, but we've got a delay before we get rolling here. I think they're going to say that really no time should have been ticked off the clock if the ball went out of bounds, but
right. So anyway,
it reads 11:56 is what I'm saying.
Well, Brian's correct, and the way I'm looking at it is, look, they're 19 points down. So you're looking at 3 touchdowns to go up by 2. Plus, you got to add another touchdown on there because the way Shafter's offense is clicking, they're going to score at least once in the second half. So that means you've got 4 touchdowns to score, and with this type of offense, it's not a big play offense. That's 4 touchdowns in one half. This is not a huge play offense. So they've got to strike on every series.
The ball's handed off to Giabri Dugan. Dugan tangled up there at the line of scrimmage, doesn't get much, if anything. So you're enjoying the season finale of high school football games on Bright House Networks. We've got 4 playoff weekends ahead of us, so get ready. Some more football for playoff football. And next week we'll probably advertise our selection of who we're going to have on our website. Don't miss going onto our website at mybrighthouse.com or Bright House Networks in Bakersfield. Just go on the website and check out my report, and I'll let you know who we're going to pick for our games next week. And I think we should just be frank and honest with everyone and say that the games that we choose for the playoffs are very much at our discretion. We'll try to find the most applicable game with the biggest implications, hopefully with local teams involved that everyone will be involved in watching. We put together our season schedules with a lot of thought and a lot of intuitive hope of what could happen during the season and implication games early and late in the season. But once it gets to the playoff, let's face it, everybody, we're going to pick the best game for you to watch. 3rd and 5, Wasco really needs to get something going here this first series. Garza fakes like he gets the pitch, but since the ball hasn't been snapped, that's kind of goofy. Garza takes the pitch. Garza cuts up field. Garza needs to get about 1 more yard, and he got it. First down, Wasco. So a much needed 3rd down conversion there with 10.5 left here in the third quarter, Paul.
Yeah. We're going to see the replay here, and we're going to see a toss. And that's a big play. You know, they needed to get 7 yards, 6 yards, and they get 8. That's a nice run here as we look at him with a host of blockers out there. He gets behind his blocker. He shows patience with that running right there. You know, instead of outrunning his blockers, he kind of sits behind him and lets it go.
He is a patient runner. Dugan in motion, gets the end-around handoff, and he runs into trouble. He's taken down out there by Jordan Raymer, the big receiver that Brian likes so much. Big defensive play out there, so Wasco really needs everything they can get. Every type of momentum they can grab onto or latch onto or just get a bite of, they need to get it. And plays like that can really stall that hope-for momentum. A lot of ambient noise tonight in our microphones. We are directly above the Shafter crowd. I mean, they're right below us, so you're going to hear a lot of fired-up Shafter people when something good happens for the Generals. And if it gets to be a drag for the Generals, it could be a very quiet night over here. But so far, a lot of activity, a lot of noise from this General side of the field. 9:58 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 14. The quarterback for the Wasco Tigers is Stephen Orozco. Orozco hands the ball up the middle, and Paul Press, a big fan of this play. I think everybody's a big fan of a successful running play, Paul.
Yeah, I like this. What it does is they've gone outside, and now they fake that toss. So the defensive ends for Shafter are really shooting upfield and squatting. What we say by shooting upfield means go 2 yards up the field and then squat. Means settle down right there, get a good tackling stance, and hold your ground. Don't go overrun it. Well, what that does is that opens up the inside there, and he's got lead blockers. That's been their bread and butter play, but they've got to do something else if they want to get back in this game.
Garza in motion. Handoff goes. Oh, the quarterback keeps it. What a nice play by Stephen Orozco. There's a big, solid 11-yard gain for another first down. So,
same play.
Right.
Bread and butter play, and it's working. And if they don't stop it, what we see here is now you've got the Shafter defensive tackles, especially the big number, 77. He's been playing a great game, Warren Williams, but now they're shooting so far upfield, they're letting them shoot upfield, and then they're coming back in their gaps.
Wasco moving the ball. The handoff goes up the middle to Benjamin Polaris, if I've been pronouncing it incorrectly all evening. I can only apologize to the Polaris family or Payatis family. That should be about a 2nd and 6. Another big football game that's taking place tonight we didn't really talk about is Golden Valley 6-3 up on the mountain at Tehachapi. Golden Valley only in their 2nd season from at a varsity level. Their quarterback Bobby Henzo, Bryson Hodges, what a talented team. I'll get your thoughts on that game in just a moment from you and Brian, basically. As I see Brian Adams walking down the sidelines with a sandwich in his hand. Oh my goodness, Kern County. Hey, look at this big run. Still on his feet is Diabre Dugan. Well, Paul Press, Brian Adams somehow works the field for a tri-tip sandwich. Brian Adams.
It's a hot dog, but I paid for it, man.
Oh. Wow.
Here's our Volvo Rinse replay.
Yeah, here we get a toss, and they finally go outside here. He gets some great blocking, and barely right there. That's a shoestring tackle, and I think that's a saving tackle. As we saw number 3, Grant Nixon, come in late, not late as a penalty, but come into the pitcher late. If he doesn't get tripped up there, I don't think he gets there in time.
A 3rd and maybe inches, and another first down conversion from what I can tell, another first down conversion from Stephen Orozco. I think I let the cat out of the bag. We won't hear from Brian for a few moments, enjoying one of the ballpark franks here at Shafter High School. Here's the official skinny on everything. 7:26 left in the third quarter. We're out visiting Shafter. There's a beautiful shot of our man Brian over there. Brian, hello to you. I hope you're enjoying your meal. Hard at work. Our thanks to Bernie Johnson for sniffing him out over there. 1st and 10. Orozco with the hard count. Garza around the end. Garza cuts up. Garza, that patient runner that we talk about, he's happy to get his 5 yards. He's saying to himself, hey, I'm not going to bust everyone for 25, 30 yards, but if we keep grinding away and I get 5 here, 6 here, 4 here, 5 here, that's what he does. Look at this nice run, Kern County.
They get a nice block on the attack there on the defensive end. Number 80, Jordan Reimer made a great play earlier, and here he shows his patience. Now, you know when these big plays come? 4th quarter, after those defensive backs are getting a little tired.
Exactly.
And he's a strong running back. I don't see him getting any slower. He looks like he's picking up speed.
2nd and 2. Dugan runs in motion, doesn't get the handoff. The handoff actually went to Eddie Garza. Garza gets nothing, maybe thrown for about a half a yard loss, and they do show a loss. So now it's going to be 3rd and 4. Wasco's been moving the ball rather smoothly here in this series. The last thing you want to do is get a hiccup here and have to try to struggle for something. So,
you know, that Golden Valley, when we get back to it here in a little bit, we want to talk about that Golden Valley Tehachapi game because there is going to be some implications there in the SSL with that game.
Orozco pitches to Dugan. Dugan looks for some room. He's a patient runner, but he might run out of space. It takes a big hit up there by Grant Nixon, amongst other Shafter Generals, but a big hit, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Paul, nice pursuit by the Generals and a big hit to finish it off.
Yeah, there was a double team there. Number 55, Brett Couch, once again, he's hustling. I like this Brett Couch young man. Brett, I'm going to give you a little bit of props here on Bright House because you are running sideline to sideline as a linebacker as well as I've seen a lot of them. Maybe not quite as fast as big number 45 for West High, Mackey, who I have to say is the best linebacker I've seen in Kern County this year. I'll give you that, Mr. Mackey at West High. I'm looking forward to watching that kid play on Saturdays.
4th and 4, Payaris right behind Orozco, but the pitch goes to Garza. Garza tries to cut up. Garza has more than he needs. Garza's in the end zone. Whoa, touchdown, Wasco. Garza, we've seen him cut up before, Paul Press. He'll take what you give him. He doesn't have to get stretched out. If he sees something up front, he'll cut up, and he does it. A very nice run. Touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, I like this run right here. Man, I'm telling you, he makes a great move, and we talked about it. He hasn't busted a big one, but he's going to, because he's running harder and harder and harder.
Getting stronger.
Oh, my goodness. And he, at the end of this last run, my view, I had a nice move. He put a heck of a move on the safety back there. Little outside, inside move, cuts it back to the left. Touchdown.
PAT. Well, now we've got confusion, and it's just a bit of a grate on the nerves. Wasco takes a timeout. It's possible they're rethinking things here because of the missed PATs from Shafter earlier in the game. Right now, officially, it's 26-13. They're down by 13 points, obviously. If they kick the PAT, and here's our touchdown for the Volvo Rents, Paul. Here's that nice move you talk about.
Yeah, we'll see here in a second. He cuts back against the grain, and right here, boom! He just a little dip to the right, and then that burst of speed back to the left, and kind of set number 3 there, Grant Nixon. Grant Nixon coming up from a safety spot like that. You want to definitely get low. You don't want to hit that guy high, let him get into your chest. So he kind of stopped and stuttered down a little too much and got set up for that nice move.
That's all it took, huh?
Yeah, that's about it. And you know what? Grant Nixon, you're allowed 1 because you've already had a great game. I'm not signing to say anything. You did anything wrong, son. I was back there. I played that free safety position, and those big fullback, tailback types come after you. You know what? He'll make up for it. He'll just catch another touchdown pass.
So Tigers officially now will go for the PAT. No 2-point conversion. They're going to try to get it back to a 12-point ball game. The holder's Kevin Leal. And here's the George Blanda NFL kick, and it's up, and it's no good. The Super Toe Cook kick does not go in. So
Tom Dempsey.
Remember
him?
Sure, you got it, man. Remember that? Well, we can joke all we want. Nothing funny about that. 26-13, they would have liked to have that PAT. They don't get it, and it's going to be wide left. So old school kicking style brings up a missed PAT with 4:54 left in the third quarter. Shafter still leads by 13, and they've looked pretty good all night on their offensive side of the ball. So we expect to see some more success from Shafter High School. Brian Adams, the word is that he's back with us. He's enjoyed the finer franks of Shafter High School. Your thoughts? Golden Valley 6-3 at Tehachapi 4-5. This tough Golden Valley team obviously belongs in the league above them, which they're going to next year. Brian, your thoughts?
Well, man, one thing with Golden Valley they've seen is they can spread it out and run the ball with Bryson Hodges, and they can also pass with Henzo and Brown, and they're a very good offense. But it's a difficult task going to the mountain and playing. They play a different brand of football when they get up there as opposed to being at home.
Right, and Brian,
I do believe Golden Valley will be victorious.
And Brian, Tehachapi's got some chips on their shoulders this year. They've lost some tough games, and we may see what happened here. Bobble on the kick. Wasco pursues quite well, and they wrap up Greg Garcia at about the 25-yard line. So for both teams right now an important series. Shafter needs to get back in that groove they had in the first half and get that offense going. Wasco needs to dig in here and say, hey, we don't even want to get in late in the fourth quarter and have to try to make a miracle comeback. Let's try to make our stop right now. We've got a player down, unfortunately, and it looks like it's going to be Aldo Ramirez, a junior, and it's trying to get up, trying to get helped up, but I don't think the trainer's actually gone out there to say, yeah, scoop him up. So we'll be back in a moment. We'll take a quick break. We're just underway here in the second half. Actually, we've kind of moved along quite well. 4:46 left in the third quarter. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I dump my dish for Bright House Networks. I'm from Los Angeles, and I would like to watch Los Angeles news channels. With the dish, I had Chicago news channels, and so I get my LA channels here, and also my local channels, which is perfect for me. The high-speed chases, I watch that. And it's wonderful. It's just a big difference.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you gonna do that?
We're back. Aldo Ramirez helped off the field. We hope he's going to be all right. 1st and 10, Shafter Generals. Pauly. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me, Kern County? Oh, my goodness. Whoa, this football was almost intercepted twice on the same pass. Almost picked off 2 times, and it ends up in Grant Nixon's hands. Look at this Volvo Rinse replay. There it is. It looks like it's picked off there. Then it looks like it's picked off there, and look at this. Merry Christmas, how you doing? Nice to meet you, Grant Nixon. With a 9-yard reception. So, wow, that could have been devastating for the Generals to have that pass picked off. And now here they go for a nice, easy 2nd down and 1. The handoff goes to Thompson. Thompson is actually drugged down. If you can believe this, he might not have got the 1st down.
No,
looks like they might have to bring that out, so they gave it to him.
Yeah, they did.
Well, there's a good shot right there of the hard, cold facts. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 to Shafter Generals, and they lead by 13 points. So could be setting up here for a climactic finish. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Shafter might run away with it here, or you just never know. 1st and 10, General football.
Well, I made the statement that Wasco's going to have to score on every possession, because if you look at it, that first possession, yes, they scored, but man, that was a lot of time it took.
Pauly in the shotgun. Been there 99% of the plays tonight. Drops straight back. Now he's in trouble. He's got running room, but he's not going anywhere. Or is he? He's still on his feet. Gets about 4 yards. You hear these people clapping below me because he made something happen there that didn't look like he'd be throwing for a 5-yard loss. Gets about a 3-4 yard gain.
I wanted to say good job, Wasco coaches. Nice adjustment. I made the comment in the second quarter that I didn't like the way they were doing their defense. They were only rushing 4 and letting them pick them apart. So they went in at halftime and they made an adjustment, and you can see the commitment they're making. They're bringing some backers now and putting a little bit of pressure, not letting them just sit back there and pick you apart. You can't let high school quarterbacks sit back and pick you apart.
Paul Press, we've got 2 receivers out of the picture completely just to pull the defense away, because the handoff actually goes to Ryan Thompson. Manuel Garcia, head coach for the Shafter Generals, spoke with Brian at the end of the first half and said, hey, we're going to tell our kids that anything can happen in this football game. There's been comebacks before, and in a game like this, no way do we want to come back. Nice run by Thompson again.
Oh, Shafter does a nice job. They run what we call twin stack, 2 receivers out wide on both sides, and they stack each other, twin stack, and then they do a little counter inside. Beautiful play. I love that play.
Jeremy Burleson, out of your picture again. Way out left. Handoff goes to Thompson again. Oh, he's hit hard at the line. And yeah, he's a good running back. He's getting some nice carries, but he's also getting smacked around up there at the front line of Wasco. It looks like big 54 up there. Alex Ortiz, 5'10", 200 pounds, and he really packs a wallop at that line of scrimmage. Brings up,
yeah,
4th and 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right, 4th and 1, or is it 3rd and 1?
Wow. They're saying 4th and 1, and Shafter's going for it.
Wow, Shafter's going for it, 4th and 1. A pretty big play out here with 1:38 left in the third quarter. Tries for the quarterback sneak, and he gets it, and maybe some more. Hey, look at this, Kern County. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness, Mickey Pauly on a 4th and 1. a quarterback sneak for 54 yards and a flag. Let's see what happens here.
Wow, no need for that flag. Man, the quarterback makes a great play, Paulie. You know what? And you're going to see this replay, and you're gonna be a little upset at your teammate. He was only trying to help, but this is not a smart play here. You do not make a block in the back here when they're chasing from behind. This is a good call. The Shafter crowd doesn't like it, but it's the right call. We'll see it. Hopefully we'll see it on our replay because it's a right call. The official has to call this. It's wide open and way out in the middle of the field. And as a coach, it just gets to you, you know. So,
well, let's go down to Brian Adams. Brian, you got a very special gentleman there with a very special trophy. Brian Adams.
Yeah, Vance, I'm down here with Albert Barrera. Albert, I want you to introduce your other coaches here and tell us about the accomplishment that this team made this year.
All right, I sure will. This is my offensive coordinator, Gilbert Rodriguez. Defense, and defensive coach, Vince Duffy.
And tell the people of Kern County what we're holding right now.
Well, we're holding the championship trophy we brought back to Shafter. It's been 10 years since we were champions over here in this Golden Empire League. And,
that's
Brian,
I do it all the time.
He's a true coach, Brian. Right in the middle of a play, he stops talking.
Our team had a rough season, but hey, we came back. We made the playoffs. We dominated the league, and it was just great. I'm just proud of my kids.
And one of the things, Vance, is that this team will feed into the Shafter High team, so there's good things to come. Thank you, guys, and back to you.
Thank you, Brian. In Kern County, you were watching that replay of that unfortunate attempt to block a defender in the back there. So what that did was pull back a touchdown, take it off the board, and now we're at 2nd and 5. Congratulations to the youth football team that feeds into Shafter High School. Big championship, and they were proudly acknowledged at halftime. Look at this. That's a TD. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wide open, not a person near Jeremy Burleson, and I couldn't see it because of this pillar right in front of me, but it looks as if he was overthrown by a tad.
Well, he was overthrown, but it was thrown a little bit inside this time, and most time he's been throwing strikes right out on the sideline. But you've got to give your quarterback a little love here and adjust to that football. I didn't see a whole lot of adjustment down there. It looked like he was running a straight route, and if you see that ball's going to be inside and you're that wide open, I don't care. Make an adjustment, lay out. If you catch the ball and you're on your knees, it doesn't matter if you're in the end zone. It's still a touchdown. He's got to adjust.
Great point by Paul Press, and now it brings up a 3rd and 5, so that unfortunate block in the back has maybe been more costly than we thought. Paulie from the shotgun. Paulie looks, has his big split in coming across the corner on the inside, but he's brought down. That play didn't work, so that's going to bring up about a 4th and 3. Jordan Reimer caught it and cut across the middle with it, but as the clock continues to tick, we're almost out of time here. In the 3rd quarter, and I don't believe that they'll run a play. I think head coach Manuel Garcia will let this thing roll out, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, they tried to run an X screen there, and it didn't quite work. We call this an X screen. You'll get your guard and your tackle out to block for that receiver, and he'll run an inside loop. Some people call it reverse bubble. We just call it an X screen. And Wasco does a great job of defending it, and here we go.
Well, when we come back, they'll be down on the south side of the field, 26-13. That's the score. The Generals up by 13. They need to score back in the 4th quarter.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and I dump my dish for Bright House Networks. I'm from Los Angeles, and I would like to watch Los Angeles news channels. With the dish, I had Chicago news channels, and so I get my LA channels here, and also my local channels, which is perfect for me. The high-speed chases, I watch that. And it's wonderful. It's just a big difference.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
Welcome back, Kern County. 4th and 2 for the Shafter Generals. What everybody thought was a touchdown, we were able to see here on the replay that was a block in the back, so good call by the refs, and that brings up kind of a gnarly 4th and 2 here And now it looks like there'll be a timeout called. So in between the quarters, you'd think they'd have enough time to come up with what they want to do, but now there's a timeout called, and yikes. Every armchair quarterback in Kern County is thinking, man, oh man, we just came from a quarter break here. So Wasco will take advantage of that, come out here and talk to their boys. Hey, Coach Press, probably don't dig that, do you?
No. And what I don't like is Mickey Pauley was coming over here and yelling and screaming and yelling. Some of his players were all like, calm down, calm down. He was upset, and he's like, hey, we just talked about this. Coach talked to about it. As we were watching the replay right there, he comes in, and that's cost him a touchdown right there, coming in and hitting, that was number 80, big number 80, Jordan Reimer. Nice replay by our truck there. Nice job.
Remember a few weeks ago, Garces at East, and Brett Willis ran down the East High blade, didn't let him get in the end zone, and East never got back in the end zone on that play, so you just never really know what happens. So now head coach Manuel Garcia, a little bit more emphatic at this timeout than he probably would normally be, saying, hey, fellas, I'm not calling another one. Get it figured out this time. 4th and 2.
Yeah, and they need to figure it out, and Mickey Pauley wasn't happy about it, so let's see how they react here. So let's see if the Generals can pull it together. They need a first down here.
Pauley behind center, may keep it himself. Had a touchdown called back from the last time he ran it through. Let's see. Hard count, doesn't happen. Out to Thompson. Thompson has a first down and more. He cuts up, and if he gets in, it's a touchdown, Chester! Oh, boy.
Well,
guess all that time helped.
Yeah.
Nice run and a couple missed tackles, but this Ryan Thompson kid's really put together a nice game. Another TD. Brian Adams, your thought from field level.
Well, Vance, they had him in there in that short yardage package for what Shafter has. It's a nice pitch out, but that time he did exactly what Paul has been talking about, is getting your shoulders north and south, cut up the field hard, and run hard, and he made a good play. But I tell you, we saw Coach Provençal jumping up, chest bumping. Coach Garcia's out here picking guys up, hugging them. I think between Bolton, Provençal, and Garcia, they're going to be the most energetic coaches we've seen. Back to you guys.
33-13, now it's a 20-point ball game. Let's talk about some of the defensive players we've seen this year in 2005. I know you've got a kid at West High that you really like. I know Brian Adams has some defenders that he likes as well. As we see this nice Bobo Rents replay touchdown, as Thompson just really has a knack for that goal line. You know, they say some guys can sniff it out. He has. Let's take a brief moment here and talk about some of the defensive stars this season in 2005. First of all, Paul Press. Go ahead and talk about your boy at West.
Everybody. Oh, Mr. Mackey, and I call him Mr. Mackey with all the respect in the world. I think by far, by a couple steps over everybody else, and by far over a lot of players here in Kern County. I truly believe this, and not just because I graduated from West High, because I've coached all over Kern County, but he is the best defensive player in Kern County this year. You have to scheme to get him out of the play. If you try to go at him, he will personally stop and shut your team down.
Brian Adams, your thought on some defensive stars this regular season?
Well, one of the guys that we know plays great defense is at Liberty High School at safety position is Burleson. You know, we didn't see him against Garcia due to an illness, but he plays that safety position better than a lot of kids I've seen in a long time out here. I'll tell you a kid that plays defense well. Talk about linebackers, and he plays for a team that has not got a lot of wins, and that's Butler at Highland. The way he fills the gaps and comes inside out and really reads, I think he does a great job. And then you got at Centennial, you got the big guy.
Yep.
Brett Thomas. And Brett Thomas plays a great defensive end, so I forgot about Brett, but we haven't seen him much this year, but he plays a great defensive end. So those are a few guys that I've seen this year, to me, that are a little bit above the other players in the area.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you cats going back deep into your memory vaults here. We don't have anything in front of us, but we're just going off memory. We appreciate that, fellas. 1st and 10 for the Wasco Tigers, and it's, hey, come on, let's be honest. It's do or die now. They need to get in the end zone.
Yeah, they need to get in the end zone. They need to do it fairly quickly. They can't take another 8-minute drive to score. That's not going to cut it. You know, Brian Adams, I want to say one other thing. You brought up Centennial. Centennial's got 2 inside backers, and I'm sorry, I know that one of them, his last name's Mershant, and the other one, I can't remember the young man's name, but they're young. They're only sophomores.
Judy? No, not Judy.
Hey, and they're good. They're on a team this year that's a little young and making some mistakes, but next year they got both those inside backers returning. Centennial's going to be good next year.
I agree with you on that, Paul.
Look out. Stephen Orozco runs into trouble, and now the Shafter defense is starting to tell themselves, oh, a late flag, and
May got a little too excited.
We'll see. I don't know if Shafter wants to be handing Wasco anything these minutes. Let's see what happened here. Well, at the Volvo Rents replay, at the end of this replay, I don't know if we'll see it here. Our director Bernie Johnson already has it queued up. Oh, he did. He got him when he threw him down. So the tackle was made out there by Jose Sanchez. I'm not quite sure that's who did the face mask though. So, Brian, you have any thoughts for us? Any visuals for us?
Well, Vance, I couldn't see it, but they're calling the 15-yard type, so that's pretty blatant face mask. I was stilled out by some players, but I agree with Paul about the Centennial Golden Hawks and now those young guys in the linebacker position. You know, and the thing is, people don't remember too, we only see a team, if we're lucky, twice in a year.
Right.
So we have to go off what we've seen. We just can't go off what we've read.
And our great sportscasters here for all the affiliates in town and the Californian doing a great job of helping us out. Orozco throws out to the left side here. It's intended for Kevin Leal, and that was not complete. Let's make a point here about this Wasco football team. They got a lot of starters that are juniors here. See a lot of 11s when I look at the years here. I don't even see a lot of seniors basically at all, but a lot of juniors on this Wasco football team. So we'll hope to see some more things from the Tigers. And I don't mean to sound patronizing as if this game's over. I don't mean that at all. But I'm just noticing junior after junior after junior. 2nd and 10, and one of those juniors is their quarterback. I'm sorry, Stephen Orozco is the senior leading all these juniors. Handoff to Garza. Garza's got room. Another inside slant.
Yeah. It's a nice play there. He's a good running back, as you said. He gets stronger and stronger and stronger. They need to keep feeding him, but somehow they've got to feed him, and then all of a sudden they've got to sometimes stretch this field. Wasco has got to stretch the field. Right now, Shafter's got 9 guys in the box, and why shouldn't they? Because Wasco hasn't shown the ability to throw the ball more than 15 yards downfield.
Well, Paul, in essence, it's the last football game for both teams this season. Oh boy, 3rd and 3, and a very, very, very tough pill to swallow for the Wasco Tigers there. 3rd and 3, had a little momentum on that run from Garza. Next thing you know, now it's 3rd and 8, and a crucial 3rd and 8. So these seniors feeling the emotions, feeling all those butterflies that run through your feeling on a normal football night. But now it's, close to the end of their football career, so the mental part starts to play in here, and you start looking at that clock, start looking at that score, there's a lot of things running through your head. Right now, 3rd and 8. Orozco and his Tiger offense must make something happen here. Out to the left side, Kevin Leal, the receiver, starts to come in a little bit now. Orozco looks, has his play again. Leal catches this time. Leal's got to get up there for the first down. Leal is wrapped up, and I think he got it, Paul Press.
Yeah.
I think they pulled this out.
Yeah, it looks like it. The way they're marking it, they got it by about 2 yards. They do about a 7-yard, we say a little 7-yard comeback, little curl, hitch route. And for some reason, the corner out here for Shafter was just backpedaling out and then comes up and kind of arm tackles. Looked like they were in a zone coverage, but when you're that far out, you're in zone, but you're man zone, as we say. You're man on, and that guy, anybody in your zone.
Nice move by Leal. Here's Garza with the pitch. Garza looking for some room. We know he can cut up, but this time it looks like Shafter did a pretty good job of corralling him there. Gets maybe 1 or 2 yards. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a little piling on. After the whistle.
Flag, and you might hear the ambient noise of the Shafter crowd saying, come on, ref, but, hey, we all saw it happen.
Yeah, that was way after. I heard the whistle way up here, and we're going to see it here. Whistle's blowing about right there, Kern County. I mean, really, the whistle's blowing right here, and as you see him driving, he's not even hitting the ball carrier. Well, he's pushing on one of the offensive linemen, which drives him into a pile there, and the officials have to call that. Because if they don't, what happens is an injury can occur. And you know what? These officials out here are, for one, to keep the rules safe and fair, okay? Keep these kids safe and keep the game fair. And you know what? No one's high school football is important, but it's not worth somebody having a messed up knee.
Orozco has the ball batted down, and it's deflected and picked off. Oh, boy! Zach Hockett trying to get into the end zone, and he's not. And he's taken down at about the 14, 15-yard line. So one big break for the Wasco Tigers. Ends up being a very bad break for the Wasco Tigers. The ball is deflected. It's picked off out there by Zach Hockett. And this senior has a special night and a special play to remember. It's batted down by our guy out there, Brett Couch. And Brett Couch tips it, and Hockett picks it up.
Yep.
Doesn't get to the end zone, but boy, oh boy, he is stoked right now. What a play. Shafter has an opportunity to be very much in control now.
Brett Couch, what's he trying to be, our player of the game on defense?
Wow.
There's only been one other defensive player of the game, and that was my man Mackey. I drop Mackey all the time. I can't help it.
First and 10. Pauly from the shotgun. Everybody's pumped up now. Pauly, pump fakes, looking for some room. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. And after all that, I think he lost a yard. Brings up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11. So, Paul, some very, very good vibes right now for the Shafter Generals. You know, they get a bad penalty call against them on a late hit by Thompson, and the very next play, they get a deflection and a turnover. So, Wasco, talk about digging in. They got to dig in.
Well, that's what happens when you're behind and you start looking up, you're seeing that clock get below 9 minutes. You've got to get a couple of scores. You haven't scored more than 13 points and you're 20 points behind. You start pressing things, and that's what happens.
Pauly takes the snap, hands it to Thompson. Thompson thinks about going left, cuts up the middle, gets maybe a yard or two. So let the clock run now. You don't have to break long runs for TD. Just let that clock run.
Well, I hope Thompson gets up here. All right, yeah, he does. Boy, it scared me for a minute. It looked like somebody had hold his left leg, and he gets tackled back there. Luckily, the young man from Wasco, good sportsmanship there. He didn't hold on to that ankle real tight when he was getting rolled back over. Kind of looked like he let go of that ankle, so he's not hurt. That's
3 receivers split to the left side. Pauly in the pocket. You get it? Pauly pocket.
Yeah.
Drops back. Look, he's got receivers. He decides to run it himself. Pocket takes a big hit up there by Michael Aguilera. Mikey Aguilera said, hey, come on up, QB. Let me lay one on you.
Yeah. Well, Wasco definitely have to send their helmets in to have them refurbished every year because their kids will come up and hit you. I mean, they don't always wrap up that well, but I tell you, Wasco will lay the hammer on you.
Head coach Manuel Garcia for the Generals brings his field goal unit in with 4th and 1, 7:04 left here in the ball game. They're up 20, but now it's a timeout. So the Shafter Generals have called a timeout to talk about this, think about it. You know, we have the Barber Honda Player of the Game. It's really an improbable time right now to start talking about the winner of that, but we'd like to thank Barber Honda for being involved in our Barber Honda Player of the Game Award. It's always a very special time. Very proud of young Devin Pruitt last week. He was on one of the major affiliates. He was on one of the major affiliates the other night, one of their post-Friday night or one of the, the weekend wrap-ups.
Oh, yeah.
So they go up and they ask Devin Pruitt on one of the major affiliates, what got y'all fired up for this game? And he says, well, knowing it was the Bright House game of the week.
Yep, that was over.
So Devin, we certainly want to thank you for giving us giving us a nice call there. That's pretty funny. Anyway, Barber Honda, thank you for being our Player of the Game Award sponsor. We've certainly had you here and been enjoyed with it. Well, nice play for the Generals. They march it up forward. It's going to be 1st and goal now. And for all intents and purposes, if they punch this one in, it's going to be a real tough road for the Tigers.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind everyone
as we see the replay here, same play they did in the second quarter when it was 4th and 1. They bring him up, get him out of shotgun, and he reads it. He has a call there. He can go left, he can go right, or he can follow.
For my daughters out there, it's the Pauly pocket. He goes across, and thrown ahead of him. Had his man open, but didn't happen.
Well, what he wants to do on that is he wants to hold the ball maybe another half second and let that play develop. But Wasco, they go ahead and they send, I believe it was number 50, great backer. They send him after him, and he has to let go of that because here comes Barreto. Number 50 is going to hit him, so he has to throw a little early. The slant wasn't quite open.
2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Hey, Kern County, Brian Adams thinks they might run the same play again. There's Jordan on the far right out there, big kid, and he's being guarded by Velasquez, who's about 3 inches shorter. The keeper on the QB runs it up close, and is it in? Touchdown! Pauly leaves the pocket, runs in, touchdown Shafter. That's going to be 39-13. And Wasco Tigers by no means going to give this baby up, but they may see the writing on the wall here, and you never know. Let's see what happens.
Where did the iceberg? Yep.
Hey, Kern County, Dan Tudor just walks by.
Hey.
That's always a good sign when the coaching staff starts walking down with 6.5 left in the ball game.
Yeah, I enjoyed
PAT,
that.
it's up and it's good. Here's our goal rinse replay of the touchdown. Mickey Pauly's done a fine job tonight as a junior quarterback, running his offense, made some good passes. Another nice run here, Paul, in our Volvo rinse replay.
Yeah, as we watch it right here on the replay, he reads this. Once again, it's almost like the quarterback keeper. He'll read it. They'll block that out. He'll take 2 steps, and it's just a quarterback draw. Is what it is. He's setting back. They're thinking he's going to pass, and then he'll read the linebacker. If the linebackers come in a blitz, man, you just go, you attack where they're blitzing from, and there it is. It's a touchdown.
Brian Adams, we've had some great coaching performances this season. Paul Gola comes in to run your crew, the BHS Drillers. He's had a couple big, exciting wins this year over Stockdale, over Liberty. There's one nice coaching story there. Let's hear your thoughts on some more coaches this year, Brian Adams.
Well, I think, Vance, one thing we got to talk about is the Garces coaching staff, Coach Fanucci, and going in their second year in the SEYL and pulling some big victories, beating East. And I don't know if they're beating Foothill tonight, but I mean, that's a big step for them with their enrollment and them to play in that level. I think also we got to talk about Coach Cruz at Ridgeview. The Ridgeview program had one of their best seasons in history, so those are 2 guys in 2 different leagues that have definitely done a great job. And then Harnett, he's just an old football coach, as they say. And no matter where he goes, he puts something together. So back to you guys.
Brian, we appreciate those thoughts. And Paul Press, your thoughts on the coaching this year?
Well, Brian, we hadn't talked about this before, but I was going to talk about the Garces coaches. I was very impressed when they beat East. And you could tell they had put a lot of work in and schemed that because they did everything right that night. And that's why I picked them to beat Liberty, because I was so impressed with what they did against East. Now, I'm also going to give Liberty, Coach Provençal, a little bit of love here because, you know what? Everybody knew the obvious. They had to feed Pruitt the other night to get by Garces, and everybody says, well, that was an easy call. You know what? People start talking, people get in your head, and you know what's going here. It's not easy to coach a good team. Everybody says last year, Coach at Stockdale, well, yeah, you guys were loaded. You know what? It's just difficult to coach a talented team as it is a non-talented team because you have to keep everything together. So, hey, Coach Provençal, Coach Fanucci did a great job this year. Coach Cruz over at Ridgeview, you got to give him that. He's been there. This is his 5th year or 4th year, I believe, and those are the freshmen, so he's built the program up.
Very good. My man Edgar Mara's out there at Arvin. They haven't had a stellar season, but under the bright lights of Bright House Networks and their final game of the season out at the Frank Barley Stadium, big win over Tehachapi. So great job, coaches, all of you, from every team and every game. We applaud you for all the time and the involvement and the commitment. Appreciate that very much. Right now, head coach for the Tigers, Leonard Ortiz, has got his Tigers trying to make something happen here late in the game. Wow, a nice big run out there by Diabre Dugan. He lowers his shoulders and packs a wallop. Our director, Bernie Johnson, has got his man Zach in the truck with him, and we've got cameramen all over this field tonight. And as the last 6 minutes and 18 seconds tick off, we'll try to get you some shots of these guys and get you their names. We still have playoff games to go, but at the end of the regular season, we also like to thank all of our hard-working camera and crew. Come out here late at night. They don't get back till probably 4 or 5 in the morning, so appreciate that. 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Orozco puts Diabre in motion. Orozco on a keeper, trying to get this first down, and I don't think he'll get it. It's going to be about 3rd and a yard and a half.
As the clock keeps ticking right here, they keep running the ball and running the ball.
I don't get it.
So it takes them 4 minutes to get down there and they score. Well, that gives them 20 to 40. I teach English during the day, but my math, I know it's old school math, Kern County. I'm not a young guy, and I don't know that new math. But old school math, that tells me there's still 20 points down.
1 and 1 is 3?
Yep.
Well, this 3 and 1 is 3rd and 1, so for all intents and purposes, you got 2 downs here to keep this thing going for the Tigers. Diabri, a beautiful fake in the quarterback option, and he pitches it out to Eddie Garza. I thought the handoff went to Diabri Dugan. My eyes tricked me again, so hey, 1st and 10 Tigers. Here we go. They're still in this, baby. Here's
like
a
that.
Nice ball fake. That got
I
me
like
there.
this call. Where's this play been all night? Where's it been all night? I like this call.
Man, beautiful job. Well executed.
Wow. I don't remember seeing that play in the first half.
Well, and Brett Couch saves a touchdown. Number 55 for these Generals. Boy, he's been in the middle of quite a bit this evening. 5:12 left in this ball game. Tigers at Shafter, the rivalry, Week 10. Garza on a short pitch. Garza cuts back upfield. Garza picks up 8, 9, 9.5 yards. A nice run on 1st and 10. But boy, that clock just keeps on ticking and keeps on ticking. Well, as we watch this Volvo Rents replay, we want to thank Volvo Rents for everything they've done for us this year, getting these great replays from our Bright House Network's production crew. And boy, he just keeps his feet moving, doesn't he? Paul, what are you pointing at there on the monitor?
Yeah, I was looking at number 55, who was playing the opposite defensive end. He comes upfield, sees it, turns around, runs down, and makes the tackle down the field.
And there he is right now in your picture. They're going to string him out. Diabri comes on out, and guess who's involved in the tackle again? Is Brett Couch puts him out of bounds, but there's laundry on the field, so we'll see what this call is. Brian Adams, as we're waiting for this penalty to unfold and get the word on it, any thoughts on Barber Honda Player of the Game, our final regular season Barber Honda Player of the Game? Brian Adams.
Well, Vance, watching this game, one of the things that I would say I looked at is the quarterback, I think, had a strong game.
And Brian, these are just thoughts,
These are just thoughts. I'm just saying guys with strong games tonight. We have Pauly with a strong game, Grant Nixon with a strong game, Ryan Thompson with a strong game. I thought the whole defensive line did a great job of getting penetration, and that was really disrupted the double wing offense. But those are my thoughts right there. Those are the thoughts that I have, and back to you, and we'll hear your guys' thoughts.
We'll keep that in the boiler pot and see what happens. 4:24 left in this ball game. 2nd and about 5, and the Tigers call a timeout. So they want to stop and think about this. Hey, they've got a lot of pride. They've got some seniors out there. They want to get this ball in the end zone. Let's say they do, or let's say they don't. They're still going to be down by a bunch. So let's talk about Barber Honda Player of the Game. Thoughts, Paul Press.
Yeah, I agree with Brian Adams. Pauly, he definitely showed that he's a leader. Nixon had a good game, not only offensively, but Nixon played very well defensively. He batted, made some big hits. They really couldn't throw the ball on him. Ryan Thompson was terrific on offense tonight. He showed his skills as a runner. And once again, we've called his number quite a bit. Number 55, Brett Couch. He also is the one that swatted that ball that was on the interception. He's probably had at least 8, 9, 10 tackles, 2 or 3 half tackles with other partners, and he swatted a pass that was an interception. So he's had a tremendous game on defense, number 55 did.
That's Paul Press and Brian Adams. I'm Vance Palm. We've certainly had a great time here in our regular season. We'll be back next week for the first round of the playoffs. Our director, Bernie Johnson, is the 4th part of this quartet that weighs in on Barber Honda Player of the Game. You don't ever audibly hear him. We do. He keeps us tuned into everything happening on the field. We'll get his thoughts on Barber Honda Player of the Game. Right now, my thoughts are dialed into this Wasco offense who called a timeout with 4:24 left in the ball game, and they're down 27. Let's see what happens. Ball goes up the middle, and it'll be a first down. Now, the clock will continue to go here. I don't know if the coaching staff for the Wasco Tigers are going to call a timeout here with 4:14 left in the ball game. They probably want to get this thing closer to the end zone. Let's see.
Well, we see a lot of yellow
pants. First down.
Yeah, first down. A lot of yellow pants for Shafter, clean yellow pants. Coaches for Shafter, Manuel Garcia, a classy act here. He's getting as many guys in. You know what? These guys have been there all year long practicing. A lot of times they have to hold bags and everything else. The starters get all the starting and all the glory. So he's already putting in, it looks like, the second team defensive guys. So we'll see if Wasco can score on these.
Orozco pitches out to Garza. Garza cuts up field. Boy, he's got a big cutback. Garza looking for room. He's smelling the end zone. Can he get in? Garza, a nice run, gets up to about the 5-yard line. That is a really, really nice run out there by Eddie Garza. Eddie Garza has done a lot of damage tonight to that Shafter defense. Shafter's up there pretty big with a lead, but doesn't take away from what Garza's done on the ground there. Here's our Volvo Rinse replay, and here's his cutback right here, Paul, that we see that big push. He cuts back and then drives off it. Here he goes.
Yeah, this is a north and south running back. They've got him playing more of an eye back or a tailback, but he's a fullback, man. This guy, I like him. He's a good runner.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Garza on another pitch. Garza looks to get in the end zone. He gets in easily. Touchdown, Wasco, and this crowd appreciates it. The team appreciates it. The band appreciates it, and we appreciate it. Kids playing hard to the very end. As we said, probably the last game of the season for them, so they want to go out with a TD. They want to go out, and this ball game's not over. 3:23 left. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, I see number 55, Brett Couch for Shafter. He's over by the coaches. He was pleading to get back in. He didn't want Wasco to score. Coach finally had to turn to him and tell him to go away from him. He was bugging Coach to go back in. Coach said, no, you've been in. And here we go.
Here's the kick, and it's up, and it's no good again. So 40-19, 21-point lead for the Shafter Generals, and here comes another one. I think we're going to see one more shot of our touchdown here. Volvo runs replay, and Garza just punches it in, and he just really knows when to cut up, doesn't he? Boom.
Yeah, right there. He hits the hole, plants his right foot, and just quickly gets that left foot going downhill, as we call it, and downhill he is. You know, I see all these young men kicking. And maybe a little cheap promo or whatever, but I'm sending my son's going to kicking camp. My good friend Coach Alvarez, who's the kicking coach for Bakersfield College, and he's the kicking coach for the Blitz, and he does a lot of coaching high school kids in town. And I see these strong legs out here at Wasco and Shafter, and I don't mean anything negative about it, but I see them dropping the ball wrong when they go to punt. That's why we haven't seen good rotation on the ball. Right. A lot of it's I'm not a kicking coach, but I've been around some of them long enough to pick up a few tips. And if you're a young man, if you're a Golden Empire football player or a Jack Frost player or something, you know what? Coach Alvarez's son, Matt Alvarez, a friend, we're obviously friends of theirs. He is now kicking Division I full ride scholarship. He's a great student, by the way, for Southern University. Young people, it's a great way to go. Kickers, hey, they make a lot of money in the NFL. They get to go to college and everything else.
3:23 left in this football game. It's the rivalry, as we like to call it. Wasco Shafter, big kick. It's going to be taken down there by number 30, Greg Garcia. Greg Garcia looking for some more room. A nice tackle out there at about the 35-yard line. You know, my take on the Player of the Game award, one thing I'll say about the hubbub of Brett Couch tonight on defense is that this Wasco offense is pretty good, and they know how to put the ball in the end zone. So maybe without a cat like Couch, you never know if the difference of points might be a little slimmer here, because he has made some pivotal big plays that have stopped drives. He's deflected passes that turn into long interceptions. So you never know. Maybe the presence of Brett Couch down there adds a lot to the overall outcome of the football game, and therein lies, a criteria for Player of the Game. We got a new quarterback in here for the Generals, and that is Lucas Gonzalez, 6'2", 205-pound senior. So Lucas getting a little action here against a lot of white jerseys on the Wasco side too. The handoff goes to Greg Garcia. Greg Garcia's wrapped up. So I think both coaches see the writing on the wall here for their respective teams, and there's a lot of kids out there getting a lot of time here, and that's a good move.
Yeah, it's clean jersey time. There's nothing wrong with clean jersey time, because these kids put in their time. It's been a long season. They're always out there hustling. They have to run the wind sprints during spring ball. They're out there before school even begins, out in the heat here in Kern County, running wind sprints and earning their keep.
Handoff goes to Garcia. Garcia on the left side breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles, can't break he does break the third tackle. Hey, look at this, everybody. He's still on his feet. A nice run, gets up to about the 44-yard line of the Tigers side of the football field. So, wow, 2:30. Our director, Bernie Johnson, weighing in, and his Barber Honda Player of the Game, thought he thinks a lot like I do, that the defensive line had a lot to say about things up there for Shafter. So we have a lot of conversation, here.
That young man that ran that ball, Greg Garcia, is a junior. Shafter, you've got a running back right there. He showed me some stuff. Greg, make sure you get and do your homework, Greg. Please do your schoolwork so you can play next year.
Wow.
Because
big hit up there.
Yeah, they're hitting. And Harry Shafter's running out the clock, keeping it up in the middle. But, Greg Garcia, number 30, running the ball well. He's a junior. And as we see, number 10 hustling in, bringing it in, is that Zach Hockett, is senior, 5'8", 175, wide receiver, running in the play. There you go. 158 and counting.
155. Thank you, Paul. Paul's covering for me as I'm listening to Bernie Johnson and Brian Adams and hearing from Paul Press on the matter. Let's first look at this play. The handoff goes to the right side. Everybody's still playing hard, and we like it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's send our camera crews somewhere around that Shafter sidelines, and let's try to find number 55 because, hey, Kern County, the decision is in. Brett Couch, a 5'11", 200-pound senior, is the Bright House Network's player of the game.
I like it.
Paul Press and I. There he is. Hey, everybody. There he is, our Barber Honda player of the game. Brett Couch had a lot of great offensive weapons for Shafter, but that young man, and look at this. Couch is going to find the water. He wants to get in on some water dousing here of their head coach. So on cue, our player of the game. Oh, look at this. Lucas Gonzalez want to keep it himself.
Yeah.
But we might see a little shenanigans going on here with our Barber Honda player of the game. It's going to be Brett Couch. And Brett Couch, the ringleader now. Now, let's try to keep our eye on Brett Couch down there, everybody. Number 55. He is kind of orchestrating this. Oh, and look at this. Oh, we've got coaches running everywhere. Look at this, look at this. Oh.
Wow.
Well, the Wasco players don't like it. They know there's 25 seconds left in the game, and they're watching the opposing team chase down their head coach.
Wow.
Funny stuff. Well, this will be the last play of the football game, we thought. Now it's a delay of game from Shafter, so Wasco coaching staff and Wasco players are going to have to kind of live through this, but these kind of things happen in sports. Head coach Manuel Garcia being chased down by his teammates, and he was trying to give it the old, no, you don't, but they said, yes, we do.
All
Big
those
game.
wind sprints you made us run back in, what was it, August, everything else. Yeah, you're going to get it, Coach. And you know what? I'm sure the Wasco coaches are classy coaches. They understand.
Well, that's it. That wraps it up. The rivalry. Shafter hosts Wasco, and they beat them 40-19. Our Barber Honda player of the game is going to be Brett Couch. We want to welcome everyone back after this break so you can have Brian meet Brett Couch and give him his award. We'll see you next week, week 1 of high school football playoffs for Bright House Networks. This is Vance Palm for Paul Press. See you next week, playoff week number 1.
Did you find a pair of shoes?
Yes.
The new Honda Civic 2-door Coupe EX. 40 miles to the gallon and holds 40 pairs of shoes in the trunk. Less gas, more money, more shoes. What's your lifestyle?
Hi, my name is Tom. I've dumped the dish for Bright House Networks. Maybe you don't know this. If you have satellite service, you had to buy your receiver. I bought mine and it broke. And you know what happened? It took me 30 days to get a new one. I had online before. Slow. Roadrunner is fast, it's efficient, it's fun to use. You'll love it.
Dump the dish and get digital service from Bright House Networks for less than $29 a month.
Honey, are you going to do that yard work today?
I'm looking up all the places I need to go. Next Saturday, I'll go and get the stuff.
Locally owned and operated, Volvo Rents has everything you need for that weekend home improvement project. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you through our vast assortment of tools, supplies, and rental equipment. From concrete or masonry mix, mixers or finishing tools, to lawn equipment and landscaping supplies and more. At Volvo Rents, we deliver more care in every rental.
I got you everything you need at Volvo Rents. Here's some gloves. Bye.
We're here at Shafter High School where the Generals were victorious in a 40-19 victory over the Wasco Tigers. We're going to make the Barber Honda Player of the Game presentation. Our Barber Honda Player of the Game tonight is Brett Couch of the Shafter Generals, where he knocked down the pass that was intercepted and also got penetration and played a great defensive end position tonight for the Shafter Generals. Brett, on the behalf of Barber Honda, I'd like to present you with the Barber Honda plaque, Player of the Game, as I fumble it. There you go, sir. And also a jacket from Barber Honda.
Thank you.
Now tonight, you really came out with a good defensive effort. What were the keys tonight for you?
Well, they just had to come out and attack, stay real low. They got good running backs. You got to come out and attack.
On that pass that you batted and got for interception, did you see something come like that, or you just jumped up and made a play?
Well, they had run the play previous, and I just read it, and I just jumped up and were able to get a hand on it. And luckily, it got intercepted.
Well, Brett, we want to congratulate you again for the Barber Honda Player of the Game. We'll be back next week for playoffs, where it's win or go home. Signing off, Bright House Networks. Good night, Kern County.
Have that at halftime after the break.
And that's called encroachment right there on the defense.
Encroachment. Yes, there is no offsides. I'll tell you what, I didn't see anybody.
He must have been lined up.
He must have been lined up in the neutral zone, and they called it. Trips to the top of the screen. The Stockdale fans getting a little unruly here, not liking the calls. Shotgun for Clovis West. One wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. 4-3 defense by Stockdale. Again, it looked like they were moving. Well, the snap, and again, he gets to the outside. They got to get somebody. Good job by Aaron Ballman, the defensive lineman, to get his butt down the field and push him out. But they're coming dangerously close. Excuse me, that's Kenny Shanahan. I'm sorry.
But we're seeing, too, now they come with a different style of back. They come with Duffy.
And they don't see any injuries
speed.
there.
Oh, no.
You see number 33, Jared Massey.
And Jared Massey makes some big plays.
Hip or stomach or something. Official timeout with 23 seconds. See Coach Boyd there calling the plays. Massey not feeling much good. We love the Moose. Number 73 for Stockdale. That's got to be Anthony Phillips. Phillips not playing tonight. Phillips got hurt in last week's game, and that's got to be huge there because big Anthony Phillips, you put him along with Ben Osai, you can't drive a truck through that line.
No, you can't.
First and 10 for Clovis West at their own 42. Back trips to the top of your screen, lone setback. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw this one. He finds his receiver. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to beat him. And he goes to the house for a touchdown.
Bo Miller, his second touchdown.
And that's,
they're
now there's a flag down. I see a flag down there about the 20.
I'll tell you this. Now, they're talking about celebration. I'm watching guys brushing dirt off their shoulders and popping collars. I mean, why not get that?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen less get got.
But another thing to remember is these are not Bakersfield referees. This is not Nick Ellis and his crew. This is not Phil Debo and their crew. So these guys don't necessarily
What's
need
that? Unsportsmanlike?
Oh, they did call unsportsmanlike. So there's your popping.
No, but that was on the guys over here. I'm talking about the guys that scored.
Yeah.
I can't say anything because that was something I might have done. But I'm just saying, in today's climate, you're not allowed to do those.
Right.
Time.
And now, I believe they said at the half, East High up on Tulare, 20-14. So East High with their chance to win the CIF Division Championship. If Stockdale's going to win one tonight, they're going to have a heck of a second half. Down 27-3.
And I think they're going to talk to the secondary. They're going to shore some things up in the secondary. They're not really getting killed with the running game. They're getting killed with big pass plays and poor tackling in the secondary.
Right. Kicked it, he missed that, shanks that one. Yeah. One of the very few things that have gone Stockdale's way tonight. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Think how big a play that was. You don't get the jump ball when both players were aggressive for it and wrestled away, and then you come back and you give out a corner route that we can see on the K possibly we get it, and we can see right here. Kind of good. We'll see the end of him coming out. He comes out right here. Missed tackle right there. Now another missed tackle. Good cut back. And that's a tough tackle. One-on-one. The receiver in space. You do back one-on-one, and you're not that close to the sideline. And you see right that's what I'm talking about. They're brushing off the shoulders and collars and stuff.
Right.
That's a tough tackle one-on-one with space. You don't have the sideline. Right there, all you do is just kind of break down and hope the receiver runs into you. And you got to give Bo a great credit. He made a catch, ran through a tackle. And then Bo Miller made a guy miss. I mean, that's what you want your receiver to do.
Take a look at the Clovis West Golden Eagle cheerleaders. And just like last week, there is a slew of them. There's about 60 cheerleaders out here for Clovis West. Stockdale, I think, only has their varsity cheerleaders out. There's only about 18 of them. There you take a look at Brad Showers, the offensive coordinator for the Stockdale High Mustangs. Try to spark some life in his group. This group has done a good job moving the ball, but they're going to have to move it quicker here in the second half.
Well, yeah, because time's against you now.
Yes, it is.
And smart kid. I mean, that's a smart kid. Don't let the one guy that can get
Kicks it in, and now what it does is it be interesting to see here. Now we know that Coach Boyd and his staff like to take some. If there's no time on the clock, they're running things. So it'd be interesting to see here if they just give it to Ojukwu, if they actually try to go down the field on it.
27, you might want to try something. I mean what 80-yard plays do you have in your playbook?
Right. Well, now any 2-yard hits can be an 80-yard play with Super G Garrett Anthony.
I got a feeling they're going to be playing so deep and so soft.
They are playing a very, very deep cover 3.